Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors, cause they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe, cause they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, cause the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Cause censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry cause they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors, cause they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Warning. An unvaccinated life form has been detected. Put on another mask and evacuate to a safe space.
When tyranny becomes law, revolution becomes our duty. And like John F. Kennedy once said, in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time. We will do that Let's hear it for Max, everybody! Freedom! 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 Freedom!
Come on, let's get it. Broke into the old apartment. This is where we used to live. Broken glass, broken hungry, broken hearts and broken bones. This is where we used to live. Why did you paint the walls? Why did you clean the floors? Why did you plaster over the hole I punched in the door? This is where we used to live. Why did you keep the mousetrap? Why did you keep the dish rack? These things used to be mine, I guess they still are. I want them back. Broke into the old apartment, 42 stairs from the street. Crooked landing, crooked landlord, narrow laneways filled with crooks. This is where we used to live. Why did they pave the lawn? Why did they change the locks? Why did I have to break in? I only came here to talk. This is where we used to live. How is the neighbor downstairs? How is their temper this year? I turned up your TV and stomped on the floor just for fun. And I know we don't live here anymore. We bought an old house on the Danforth. She loves me and her body keeps me warm. I'm happy here, and this is where we used to live. Broke into the old apartment, tore the phone down off the wall. Only memories, faded memories, blended to a dark tableau. I want them back. I want them back. This is where we used to live. I want them back. This is where we used to live. I want them back. Ooh, well, good evening, good evening, good evening. All my lovely friends, it is great to see you guys on this fantastic, absolutely fantastic Thursday evening. Welcome to Faith and Liberty. My name is Chris Burke. Very shortly we will be pulling in Harris. We're going to do one more tune for you guys. You know, we like to start off with music just to kind of, lighten the mood a little, if you will. There's kind of some crappy stuff going on in our world right now, and sometimes we need a little pick-me-up. And so we like to start off the stream with a little bit of music. We like to try to stick to Canada, but sometimes we don't. Good evening to you all. I see all you guys over on Entropy. I see a lot of you guys on Twitter and on YouTube and on Twitch as well. I strongly encourage you to join us over on Entropy, entropystream.live /ChrisWtBurke. That's where all the cool kids hang out. We love Entropy. It's a fantastic Canadian company. They believe in true free speech, and we like to support them as much as we can. So if you are watching live, please do join us over on entropystream.live /ChrisWtBurke. The link is in the description of the video you're currently watching. Harris, if you could, as director of the night, can you go to the banners tab and turn on the banner for Faith and Liberty? That way people know what the heck they're coming into. I'm hoping you can hear me, but I'm not sure. On the right side of the screen, it says banners. Then you just turn it on show. We're trying new stuff, guys, tonight. There we go. Way to go, Harris. I often take these night shift walks when the foreman's not around. Turn my back at the cooling stacks and make for open ground. Far out beyond the tank farm fence where the gas flare makes no sound. I forget the stink and I always think back to that eastern town. I remember back 6 years ago, this western life I chose. And every day the news would say some factory's going to close. Well, I could have stayed to take the dole, but I'm not one of those. I take nothing free and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. So I bid farewell to the eastern town I never more will see. But work I must, so I eat this dust and breathe refinery. Oh, I miss the green and the woods and streams, and I don't like cowboy clothes. But I like being free and that makes me an idiot, I suppose. So come all ye fine young fellows who've been beaten to the ground. This western life's no paradise, but it's better than lying down. Oh, the streets aren't clean and there's nothing green, and the hills are dirty brown. But the governmental will rot your soul back there in your hometown. So I bid farewell to my eastern town you never more will see. There's self-respect and a steady check in this refinery. You will miss the green and the woods and stream, and dust will fill your nose. But just like me, you'll be free, an idiot, I suppose. Take it away, Harris.
Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Maybe not. I'm here. So, hello, I'm Harris, guys. That was Chris Burke, and welcome to Faith and Liberty. This is our 6th episode. As crazy as that is, as wild as that is, we've got here, and we're just going to wait for Chris Burke to sit down here after that wonderful little opening that we had. Thank you so much, Chris. I do love the music. It's something that I come to love about you, and I really thought it was important that we kept that here. So when you get ready, you can jump on in here and we can say hello to the gang here. Hello, everyone. Hello in the chat room on Entropy, where we hang out. Hello, Chris. Hello, my friend.
We are here. That was much smoother.
Oh,
much
boy.
smoother
I kind
than
of
me.
messed it up.
Yeah. No, it's much better than me doing it all.
No, I loved it, and it's good to play around in there, and we'll get used to it. But it's really good to see you, my friend. This is why I love coming here, is to chat with you, and it's good to see you. And I need to give you a cheers. Do you have a little drink there? What do you got on the go tonight?
What do I got? Oh, we got
we
got some whiskey tonight. We're going fancy because it's such a fancy kind of night.
It's a fancy kind of night. Fancy.
Night.
Well,
So
cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers
to everyone. Yes, indeed. Cheers, everyone. I hope you got a drink with you. This is like my one glass of rum a week, and I save it for this wonderful chat here with my good friend Chris. And thank you all.
I'm going to
coming.
solo you for a second. I think my kid just burned himself. Talk away.
Oh, well, that's interesting timing, but you better take care of that, because it's probably an important thing. So hello, everyone. I guess I'm on my own here for a little while, and it's kind of weird because I'm not used to talking to myself. I like talking to my friend, and that's the whole reason why I'm here, really, is to have a little bit of a chit chat with my good pal. But hello, everyone in the chat room. I see some friendly faces there on Entropy. If you're on YouTube or Periscope or any of those other ones, please come on over to Entropy stream. You can see it there on the bottom, and come have a little chat. We love Entropy. Hello, Chris. Welcome
Crisis
back.
Averted. No children are burning.
No burning children.
No burning children.
Okay, that's a bonus. I did not want to start off tonight with a burning child. That would be a very bad start. But
yes. Hey,
but
it's all good. We're all safe.
Crisis
averted. Big thank you to Rage in the chat. He said, dropped us a dono there, and he says, I can relate so much to this song, Sic Semper Tyrannis. Yes. The idiot is. That's what he did. He was out here, and he headed west. He bid farewell to his eastern town. that he
Indeed.
never more will see.
Indeed.
And so, so many people out here can attest to that same thing.
Yeah, it's an East Coast reality, really, and
That it is.
I mean, I love being calling myself an idiot after that song too. You know, we're taking idiot of all
Indeed.
the things.
I like it. We're taking idiot back.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we took it all, the bigots and the Mad Maxes and the we're going to take idiot now.
We're just taking them all. Hey, they can change the definitions of everything. Why can't we reclaim the definitions of everything, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Boy, Chris, do we ever have a lot to talk about here tonight? And we have
my goodness,
crazy.
I hear there's a special guest.
A what?
A special guest tonight. And I have a feeling that might be why there's 88 people watching on YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, 88.
And like 40 over on Entropy.
Oh, wow.
This is a big crowd for us, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, guys.
You're
not here for us.
Chat saying, sure. Guest? What guest?
Yeah, and I'm sure you're not here for us, and I'm sure you're here. Most of you are here to see the little chat that we're going to have a little bit later on here with of course Maxime Bernier, the leader of the People's Party of Canada. We're not going to tease you for the next half hour before like we did last week.
He's coming later.
He's coming later.
Watch our numbers just drop. Stay here. Here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. I had a few shall we say journalists inquire today. As we've been poking journalists all year, saying, "Hey, you should come and learn about this. You should come and check out this community." We've been doing that all year. All of a sudden, I don't know what it is that might have changed things, but all of a sudden today, I had like 3 different media inquiries asking about this show tonight and our special guests that we're going to be having, and they all, of course, said the same. A journalist's time is very valuable, of course.
Oh, yes.
And so they're all wondering, what time does he come on? And I actually challenged all 3 of them to the same thing. I said, I appreciate that, you've got time, your time is valuable and, all that sort of stuff. But, this past 19 months, you've spent much of your time trying to make us look crazy. You've posted articles in the paper about our protest groups being anti-vaxxers and anti-science and all these sorts of things. And so I said, I'm not going to tell you what time he's coming on, but I strongly encourage you to join our chat. Hang out in the chat. You don't even need to talk. Just come, watch our chat. So guys, be good. But essentially to say, listen, you have your idea of what this community is, a bunch of crazy, racist, bigoted whatevers. But how about you come and hang out with us for a couple of hours? Engage in the chat. Just read the chat and see that these are just normal, everyday people. We've got moms and dads. We've got grandmas and grandpas. We've got doctors. We've got cops. We've got farmers. We've got oil rig workers. We've got military. I mean, every walk of life, every shade of the rainbow, every sexual orientation that you could possibly imagine under the alphabet rainbow. They're all here.
I agree.
We're not the things that they say we are. And so I'm hoping that some of those journalists are here today, hanging out, whether it's on YouTube. I mean, even the YouTube thing alone, we had to create a backup channel because the day after we announced that Maxime Bernier was coming on our show, they banned our YouTube account for a video that's been up for 4 months. And it's not even like it's a video that's been up for 4 months that nobody's been watching. There's something like 89,000 views on the video, 10,000 comments. Like, it's a very popular video on the page. And so it's not like it's a brand new thing that all of a sudden we caught word of. It like the video's been there for a long time. Yep. And so now, that my main account has been blocked or suspended. I got a week-long slap on the hands. For the week, and so in fact, even like this stream. So as I said, we had to create a backup stream for it.
It's crazy.
And we'll upload the replay on our real account when we get it back in a few days. So it's even that in itself is should be something that a journalist should say, that's bizarre. What's going on there? Yes. Dirtbag Welder, thank you so much. Says, don't forget about the welders, you bigot. Indeed.
we can't forget about the welders.
And we love the pipe fitters. And we love the truck drivers. We love the truckies. We love them all.
Oh, I love them all. And there is
so many.
a large, diverse community. We talked about that pretty extensively in one of our podcasts earlier, and how diverse our group is in all the people that we've been meeting in the last several months here. And we have been challenging as many people as possible who don't like us, or don't agree with us, to just come meet us and talk to us and hear our stories. But for whatever reason, it's just a refusal or just a denial that we exist, and it's just a demonizing campaign ever since. And all you have to do is please just talk to us. You know, this is all we want. We are a part of society. We do have a voice. We do have a reason for existing, don't we? I mean, you would think that they would. A true journalist doesn't try to create a story. You know, it doesn't approach you with a thought in mind of what they're going to write. They go to try and find the story and then write about what they're finding, you know. And I find that the journalistic integrity of a lot of, you know, the industry out there is it's suffering, and we really need you guys back. We need the journalists. We need those investigative journalists to come back and really do what you're supposed to do, and that's tell what is happening, not shape what you think should happen. And we desperately need that. I you know, it breaks my heart that we live in this in the world when I respect journalism and what investigative journalists have done in the past, you know, to get the story out there and the dangers they put themselves in. And
man,
we don't
I remember as a kid, I mean, the concept of like an investigative journalist, like we used to play that when we were kids. It was like, that was one of the like we would get a jacket on and we'd wear like a fedora and we'd get out a notebook and we'd go around and we'd interview our parents or we'd interview our friends. And like there very much was, you know, once upon a time, like an investigative journalist was someone who goes out, you know, and they find that story and they write that story instead of, you know, doing something silly like framing a story before it's even written yet.
Yeah, it's shocking, really, and I don't really like it. And I guess that's why we're seeing a rise of social media, and that's why social media existed in the first place. You know, that was really the first counter towards the media, and I remember the media really hating social media at the first. You know, they hated the people writing blogs and then twittering and getting the message out there and live videos of stuff that, you know, it became the newsbreaker on these social medias. And then all of a sudden, you know, the news organizations took that as a platform as well. So, you know, social media is very important, and this medium right now for us to be able to chat the way that we do and get the message out there to people it's important. And you know, we're challenging the old paradigms, really, and the old institutions that exist, and it's important that we do, because we got to hold all the institutions to account for where we are right now, I think. So if you're out there listening, please come talk to the many groups that are out there trying to get their story out. Please.
I got asked, like, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago now. There was a local news outlet here. I'm a photographer. That's kind of, you know, photography and music are how I support my family. And so back then they were looking for a photographer who could also, you know, write stories and that sort of thing. And I mean, in that time, like they wanted to pay you like $25 a day, which was ridiculous, because it was like they wanted you to drive up to Tignish and to West Point and all, like they wanted you everywhere on this $25 a day. But I mean, I did say to them, like, in this, like, you know, am I allowed to write, you know, because there was protests and stuff going on here with the lobster fisheries and that sort of stuff, and you know, am I allowed to write about what's going on? And it was you know, anytime I asked, it was always, you know, we have to approve it all first. We have to check it. Because you know, they've got to make sure that the powers that be are, you know, are going to be okay with what it is that they're writing. And so I ended up just saying, no, I'm not interested in that. That's not a jive for me.
Yeah, and it's important to not do stuff that, you know, doesn't sit well with you. It's good to have your own morals and stuff, you know, and that's important for all of us. It's that our own morals and doing what's right for you, and you know, the personal responsibility thing that's important to me and you and a lot of the people.
Full Drawn Scarps, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. Cheers, everyone. I agree. It's going to be, you know, we're really pumped for this. It's you know, don't thank us, thank Max. I mean, we're nobody. We are nobody. We're
Two
pumped to have
idiots.
this opportunity. Just, in fact, since there's some new people here, real quickly, my name is
Yeah.
Chris. I am in PEI, as is Harris, and I starting months and months ago, started streaming online, talking about the current state of our world and all that sort of fun stuff. And Harris and I met back in, I think it was around April or so, and we thoroughly enjoy talking with each other, and decided to do it with some cameras in front of our face. And every now and then we get some people who who enjoy what we talk about. And so in my daily life, as I mentioned, I'm a photographer and a musician. That's kind of how I pay the bills, put food on the table. I've got 2 kids, Seth and Micah, who are 10 and 12, and I am married to an awesome, incredible wife who I do my best to not take for granted, because I know that I've got a serious, awesome woman in her. And we have an awesome dog, Lucy, who is a beautiful
Lucy!
border collie. She often makes appearances here on the stream. Harris, who are you?
I'm Harris, known as Harris online. I guess, Stephen Harris, if you want to go with the full name for a little while. Scary times. It's funny. I've been on Gab forever, the crazy Gab, with my full name as well. So whatever. I haven't been taken away yet. So maybe by 10 o'clock tonight we'll see what happens. I live in PEI. I moved here in 2018. I'm from Newfoundland originally, a place that's very dear to me. In fact, all of the East Coast is very dear to me, so I'm very happy that we have this opportunity to talk about the East Coast and focus on Atlantic Canada, because I love it here.
That's our big focus today with Max.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he couldn't come here. He couldn't talk to the people of PEI because of our lovely rules. So.
Rules, got to follow those rules.
Yeah.
I was living here for a while, and I thought I was quite alone in PEI. In fact, I thought I was totally alone for about a year there, until I met that wonderful gentleman over there one wonderful day. I met him on Gab, actually. I reached out and said, who are you? Are you a Fed? And we're still trying to figure out that about each other.
I didn't answer him for a long time because I assumed he was.
But no, and I reached out to him. We met, we hit it off, and now we've become pretty close, I think. And he's a lifesaver to me, and I want to thank you, Chris, for using your voice back then. If I didn't find you, I have no idea where I'd be. So thank you for using your voice. And since we met, we've actually been on a mission to find others in PEI, as we like to call. And that whole thing has really been driven and inspired by rage, really. And I think we need to talk about old Jeremy here. You think?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
I don't think, if it wasn't for Jeremy doing his thing for years, and Jeremy, well, you can probably talk about Jeremy a lot more than I can in a moment here, because he's new to me in a lot of ways. But if Jeremy hadn't have done his thing to create his community, it probably wouldn't have inspired you to do your thing, and therefore we probably never would have met, and we wouldn't have done this thing. And those ripples that are creating waves right now probably never would have happened. So Jeremy Mackenzie, thank you, man.
Yeah, that dude's not just making ripples; he's making waves. Found
tsunamis.
Jeremy I think about a month into all this foolishness. It was back during the Dalhousie Omar Kadar mess, and in true fashion to the media, people were trying to censor this crazy vet who was raging outside of the university about his dislike for what was happening. And naturally, when you censor someone, I'm kind of drawn to them, because there's usually something going on there if they're being censored. And I've been accepted by the most of the people that you're seeing over in the entropy chat. That's entropystream.live /chriswtburke.
We love entropy.
That's we love entropy. That's the that's all the gang, and they all accepted me and then accepted you as one of them.
Well, I don't know that yet for sure. I still hang out, but they seem to like me some days, but
yeah. So yeah, we're one of the things that you've said a lot is just that concept of ripples. We make little ripples. Those little ripples turn into big waves, and Jeremy for me was that he lit a fire under my ass to to get out and to stop just sitting at home and complaining to myself. And instead I started complaining online and out in public and anywhere that I could. And I saw just a minute ago, Standing for Students said, we're the others, aren't we? Yes, you guys are the others.
You guys the others.
Our Telegram group, t.me/find your friends PEI. There it is on the screen for you guys. That's what we consider whenever Harris and I talk about the others. That's the people. These are the people that we've been building not just online community with, because online community is great, but taking that online community offline, because God only knows what we're to expect in the next 6, 8, 12 months. And so building that community offline has been really great. We've got we're hanging out with people, we're having fires together, we're doing farms together, and it's fantastic. And so yes, Standing for
amazing
Students,
people.
You guys are the
amazing,
others,
incredible people that we've met here in the last several months, and a heck of a lot of them. Like, it's blowing me away that we still continue to meet new people. I met new people this week, so
yeah.
And then of course we talk about everything that has been going on here, like the Freedom Forum and the group, the Standing for Students, and this protest group that has been protesting every Saturday in Charlottetown for months now. All of this stuff is just not talked about in the media, of course. So this is why we've come out here, because we're out there talking to these people, hearing their stories, hearing their heartbreaking stories. To be honest,
heartbreaking.
I just gotta calm down for a second, because it's
Harris
angering.
holds on to those really hard, because he's a big feeler. He's the feeler in our duo, and I'm just the pissed off guy. So he feels and then gets pissed off, and I just kind of instantly go to pissed off. Really quick, I just want to address these before we get behind on things.
Do it. And we got to get into to the wave here, because
we do. Yeah, we
ever have a
big
wave
coming. We got for my people says vote PPC if you want to be free. Votez PPC si vous voulez être libre. L'union fait la force. I don't know how to speak French. I'm just vote PPC is what he's saying. Rage says you guys are too nice. I deserve no credit. I would never have gotten anywhere without your support. Love yous, home team, and vote PPC. And Joseph Cole says, cheers to all the Diagolon bigots. Before we get into the wave,
thank you guys.
I got something for the Diagolon bigots here.
Oh, before we move on to the Diagolon.
Yeah, before we...
From the Diagolon.
From where is it?
Ooh, what is it, Chris? Oh my goodness, you finally got them. Oh boy. This is exciting, everyone. Wow, look at that. These are our Velcro patches
of our Diagolon flag. I'm sure we'll talk about Diagolon later on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I ordered 400 and we sold basically all 400 in like a week.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's this thing here again. Go catch up on the Raging Dissident. Go watch Rage. He's an amazing, brave man. He's had an incredible life. I want to talk to him about his origin story one of these days. Hopefully, Chris. I mean, we'll
get him in here. We'll convince him. We'll convince him to come and join the lowly plebs one of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. Because it's an amazing. Just hearing him talk about his experience in Afghanistan, and then his need to talk now for the last several years, and the community he's built and the unity it's just amazing. And someday we'll talk, hopefully. So but let's ramp into some PPC, because oh my goodness, what is going on here? Talk about others. Oh boy. Yeah, there it is. That's the
we got the PPC.
It. Oh boy, Chris, I don't even know. Like we met a lot of others here in the last several months, like a lot more than I even thought.
Our Telegram group has basically doubled in size in the last couple of weeks, really. Yeah. Which has been so cool to see. Not because I want to see a big number there. I really don't care. It's just cool to see people coming together under that same goal of freedom and ending all this foolishness, and so it's been awesome to see that growth.
More than awesome, and we keep finding new people, which is just blowing my mind. And again, it's not the numbers; it's the amazing people that we're finding. That's what I'm so connected to. Like we've had these parties now, and it's not just about activism anymore, or it's there's a lot of stuff that's going on. We're planning, we're meeting, we're laughing, we're sharing. I still didn't get out to a big dance yet, but one of these days,
we gotta
have a dance.
We got time.
Do we, Chris?
I don't know.
I
really don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
but
Jen. My wife just joined the chat.
Oh, hello,
Good
Jen.
Good evening, wife.
I realized earlier when you were talking about your amazing wife, it was wonderful, and then all of a sudden you mentioned Lucy, and I was like, "Hi, Lucy." I didn't say anything to Jen, so hello, Jen.
Jen's just joining. She was working tonight, so
okay, good.
Just getting.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh, well. Hello to both of you. Hello to the chat again. If this is your first time here, I'm Harris. This is Chris Burke. This is Faith and Liberty, our 6th show, and we are very excited to have a very special guest tonight. Maxime Bernier, of course, the leader of the People's Party of Canada, who, in my opinion, is the only voice of opposition in this country right now. So it's a voice that really isn't being heard a lot, and I'm super excited to be able to speak with him and get his perspective on a whole bunch of stuff. Because what's happening across Canada right now, Chris, it's pretty spectacular. Am I wrong?
It's wild. No, man, it's wild. I've never seen. I mean, I watched back during the what was it, 2016 Olympics. I almost said election in the States.
It's kind of like the Olympics.
It's almost like that here, like the enthusiasm and the excitement, and it's I'm
grassroots excitement.
So grassroots excitement, boy. I mean, even here in PEI. So, I mean, we're nobody. We don't have a clue. We know nothing about politics other than what we read. You have some experience with the Green Party or Libertarian Party in the past.
All of the above.
And then there's our Telegram group, which consists of just a bunch of like regular everyday Joes. There's people who are, we've got teachers, and we've got farmers, and we've got doctors, and we've, as I said before, we got a whole array of.
We got them all.
But everyone, like when we announced a couple weeks ago that we've got a full slate of PPC here in PEI, I mean, every single one of them went nuts, first of all, and every single one of them has been working tirelessly. Like and it's, as I was thinking about it when all the signs went up, because of course we don't have signs yet, or we're just getting signs, and it occurred to me like all the other parties, like they've been around forever. They've been on the island forever. So they've got these, like the guy who's running in our riding for the Liberal Party, he's been there for like 38 years. So he's had signs in his cupboard for 38 years. And so like it was, people are coming together though, and realizing this is brand new. Like this is brand new. The money that they're donating to the PPC and PEI, that's starting it. Like there's been nothing. If there's a purple sign in PEI and you've donated a PPC, you were a part of that. And it's oh my gosh, people.
I'm pretty sure that shirt you have on is one of the only in PEI, because they're just impossible to get here.
Official.
They're hard to find. It's hard to even find purple stuff right now. It's just crazy.
No, my mom ordered one for her and dad, and they arrived last week. So there's now 3 official PPC shirts on the island.
I tried to have one, but maybe he doesn't have my vote yet, so we'll see. We'll see after this interview here. We'll see. I mean, to me, this election is really only down to 2 things.
Yeah,
it's fairly obvious to me that we have tyranny or we have freedom. That's it. It's the PPC with freedom, or it's anything else and it's tyranny. So to me, that's clear. And perhaps that's what we need to think about right now, and that's the only thing we need to think about in a lot of ways. And we can kind of figure out everything else when we get freedom back. But really, there's a whole lot of issues. The PPC has a tremendous platform. It's very, very well thought out, and it's very diverse in everything that they're touching on. So it's pretty fantastic here. Yeah. The backwards flag again? What is going on here? Why are you doing this?
It's not backwards, folks.
Jeremy, please, if you're still in the chat, is this right, my friend? Please. Just taking a second away from the PPC here. Just taking a second. We need to settle this once and for all. Jeremy, is this right?
Horizontally. And
please
Harris is hung vertically. Every stream we go through this.
Ever since I unveiled this moment, it's been this question. Oh boy, I hope he's still here, but if not, we settled this last stream. So go back into the last stream and
the flag is right. I even got up from my desk with my wife and showed her how the sign is right. It's because he's hanging his flag up and down. Vertically? Is that what it is? Yes, vertically. My flag is as though it's on a flagpole. His is as though it's hanging from a banister or something like that.
Oh boy.
No, his flag is backwards or upside down or any of those fun things.
Okay, anyway,
we're back on PPC. I just saw a message actually in the chat from Kevin Hardy. Kevin is he's the PPC candidate for my riding, Cardigan. And he says, signs arrive tomorrow and the billboards will be ready to pick up tomorrow as well. So, for those of you in the chat who are in our Telegram group, tomorrow we need a truck and we need some people who know how to mount signs into the ground. We'll reach out to you guys later.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? I heard from some people from the Christopher Landry's campaign for the Malpac routing, and he does have some signs, and I'm pretty sure they went up today. I haven't seen footage of it or pictures of it yet, but Christopher does have some signs up. I haven't heard anything from Scott McPhee, which is the Charlottetown candidate, or Wayne Bigger, who's out in Edgemont. So I'm not quite sure, but I have seen some Wayne signs in my trips and travels around Summerside recently. So he's out there. It's pretty exciting. Again, that's the 4 candidates. The first time in history that PEI has had People's Party of Canada candidates. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for standing up. Regardless of what people think or what their political leanings are, you got to congratulate people for standing up, I believe. And thank you to all the candidates that have stood for whatever they believe in. It's important that people continue to do that and continue to voice their concerns and stand up for what they believe in. And whether we agree with other people or not, I respect what they are trying to do, to some degree, until they're tyrants, and then they got to go.
Well, yeah, then you'll just get the same treatment that the rest of them are getting.
Exactly. But
no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
Raider in chat says, saw Chris Landry sign today west of Charlottetown.
Woo!
That's awesome. Fantastic. And I also saw somebody
take some
in our
pictures,
Telegram
guys.
group. Yes.
Take some pictures and send it to us. We want to see that.
Send it to us, or if you're on social media, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Gab, if you're on whatever, post it. What's the hashtag PEI Poli, P-O-L-I. Hashtag vote PPC, all those fun things. We're trying to, get the island talking about that purple wave that's going on.
Because the purple wave is very evident across Canada, and I think we have some images and some footage here just to show some of the people in Atlantic Canada that may not be seeing what's happening across Canada, because I don't know if I've ever seen a rise in popularity this massive and this quick in my time. I mean,
no,
it's not in Canada. I mean, maybe I'm biased, and I guess I am, but there's so much going on.
Here, so you guys don't.
That's
Look at that.
That's a massive crowd.
What you're looking at?
Is that the Manitoba one, perhaps?
That was Manitoba, yeah, I believe it was.
With the huge field that was exactly. This is madness. The size of the crowds, and all peaceful crowds, all happy crowds. There's no violent acts in these things. There's no shouting and yelling at the leader. It's all just massive crowds of hope is what I'm seeing there, and it's quite inspiring, and it literally feels like a purple wave is happening literally across this great country of ours right now. So
it's pretty wild.
I mean, we're seeing Maxime in crowds, and he's having fun, and we're seeing him dance. I don't know if you have that little clip there, because it spoke to my heart, because as much as I like to move when the music is moving me, and
you love to do your dancing. Let me just see if I can find it here. I think
if we can find that here, because we want to see.
Here it is. I even called it dance.
Dance.
crowd! Look at
That's
that
so
crowd!
amazing. That is so amazing. I believe that was in BC, which is surprising
so,
to me
yeah.
because BC is, from
BC's
what
very,
I
very
understood,
liberal. Yeah.
that's what I was lefty liberal, very green, in a lot of ways. So seeing a crowd that massive and having fun and just watching this political leader be human, and of course the song is says everything to me.
I mean, that's what we're fighting for, right?
Exactly. This is what we're fighting, and it is a fight, really, in a lot of ways. It's not a violent fight on this side at this point. It's just we're just trying to get our message out there and make sure that people are seen and heard, and our message is there, and a lot of people are responding to this. Look at that crowd. I don't get it.
And now, freedom in its maximum hour
Check out this
of
crowd.
danger.
I'm not sure where this one was.
You
I think it's the
are
same
that
one.
Is
generation.
it?
This
From the,
is your
Revolution
role,
video?
and now is the time. We will
comes the
defend our freedom.
Look at that. Oh,
Like Trudeau is drawing crowds like that, but it's crowds of PPC people. I mean, the videos that we're seeing of, they're at the Trudeau rally, and of course everyone's chanting and yelling at him and all that stuff. But then they pan, and it's just a sea of purple signs, and it's just epic.
It is epic. That's the best way to describe that, Chris. It's epic.
Yeah.
And again, we're feeling it from our perspective. Obviously, we're seeing the hope in this wave, but even looking at it objectively and not through the bias that we have. Yeah. It's pretty spectacular.
It's pretty spectacular to see that. If I was somebody running for one of the other parties, I would be incredibly intimidated by that.
I would be too.
Especially when I'm getting 20 people.
Yes, exactly. And that's what some of the other leaders are getting, if they're even out campaigning, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of from the Conservatives in rallies. I'm not seeing a lot from the NDP, and maybe I'm just not watching it. I don't know, because I do get frustrated with the mainstream and the directed messaging, so it's hard to watch it. But it is important to be aware of all angles, and I'm a newsie. I read it all. I like looking at it all, and I've always been. So the thing about it is, I don't reject a particular angle or a side or a source based on the angle or side or political leaning. I try to digest everything I possibly can so that I can have an informed opinion on this stuff. And I find that that's lacking to some degree with society right now.
Indeed it is. Yeah, it's it is for sure. It is. I got nothing else on that one. It just is.
It's good. But the crowds are amazing, and I'm seeing a lot of support. And the thing is that there are pretty much a full slate here. I think it's like 15 candidates or something. I'm not sure the number, but it is possible that a majority or minority government could come here from the PPC. Well, I mean, it's just mathematics is possible. I'm just saying.
That's just it. Like, I've been thinking about that, thinking about the numbers, and like you said earlier, this election really is. It's a one issue, two issue, whatever you want to call it.
I think to me it is.
And it's that concept of freedom or tyranny, and that manifests itself in things like mandatory vaccines, vaccine passports, and that sorts of thing. And so when you look at the numbers, they figure about I think they're saying something like 75% of Canadians have at least one jab or something like that, and so that means 25% don't have any. And at this point in the game, if you don't have it, it's not because there aren't any available. It's because you've chosen to wait. And so basically, so we've got about 25% of the population in the concept of tyranny versus freedom, mandatory versus not mandatory, or choice. We've got 25% there right off the cuff. And then if you look further, so we look into the Conservative Party of Canada, there are still some old school, real conservatives in that party who aren't into the concept of mandatory anything. And so they will probably, if they're going to vote, they will probably vote PPC because they don't want mandatory if they're truly conservative. And even in the NDP, Liberal, and Greens, there are still some people in there that maybe they like the social aspects of those parties, but the concept, again, of a mandatory vaccine or of a segregated society, which we just announced this week in PEI, we are officially going segregated society with the QR codes and the passes and all that stuff. That's a lot more people than just the people that we're seeing at a protest or just the people that are speaking out on the internet. There are a lot of people who have been silent through this all, who still share the exact same thoughts as we do on it. And so I think people are getting that this is a really important election. And I think that if we're looking at it as a freedom versus tyranny election, which I think a lot of people are,
or should be,
we have just as much a chance as any of the parties based on that, if not more of a chance, because we're the only party pushing for freedom, the only party pushing for choice.
Exactly.
Rage says, if they need 165 votes to pass Quarantine Camp or War Measures Act, but can only get 163 because PPC voted no, they'd buy us time. Exactly. They don't need them all. They just need the opportunity to get in there and delay, post time, whatever it may be, because in that delay you can sway other people. That's when the whip comes in, and they work on getting people to sway that vote. So it's
exactly. And the thing is, like we said earlier, they are the only voice of opposition right now. So if we do not have that voice in our government, then it's just an echo chamber of the same ideals in that government. So, I mean, yes, there's little variations within the parties, but all they're doing is talking about the same crap that we've been talking about since my whole life, the same topics. And, it's time just to have that voice of opposition there. And it's unfortunate that the Conservative Party turned into what they did, because they were supposed to be, a voice of opposition, but they're not anymore. And,
I mean, they just announced this week they're going to keep going with Trudeau's gun ban, including the Order in Council, which, I mean, that for a lot of conservatives, that was a big deal.
Yeah, you would think
because
so.
It means your guns are still gone. All the ones that you hoped were gonna get saved in the conservative fix, they're not there. And then they also announced vaccine passports here. They called it something different. I mean, in Nova Scotia, hilarious. So Nova Scotia, they just had their election for their premier, and the Conservative premier in Nova Scotia ran on no vaccine passports. Like, that was he ran on it. And no doubt that's why he won. And here we are.
So frustrating.
Yesterday, they've announced it's the Scotia Pass. It's not a vaccine passport. It's the Scotia Pass.
Oh my,
that's a straight-up Snopes fact-check style right there. We didn't bring in a vaccine passport. We brought in the Scotia Pass. So
it's so frustrating, And again, we face that here in PEI on the same day. No,
2
around
days
the
before,
same time. And then Newfoundland as well. They announced
announced it as well.
So again, a conservative
Has New
government
Brunswick
here.
yet?
I don't know. I think they're the last holdout, but it's coming. Whatever.
It's coming. Wherever you are in Canada, it's coming.
It's coming, obviously. A little province like PEI, who faced very little.
All of our cases came from out of the province.
Exactly, and still do, really, I think.
Yeah, they do. And so, like, if PEI is going to get this, the place that has had basically no cases, we've had no deaths, our only hospitalization was a guy who had a panic attack because he thought he was going to die because he tested positive. They put him in the hospital to calm him down. If we're going to get the COVID pass, you're getting it.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And it kind of breaks my heart in PEI, It's just this segregation of society and this mean-spirited nature against your fellow humans is just not what I met since I moved here. Yeah. I've met some beautiful, wonderful people, hippies, just peaceful people that love and friendly, and I just don't understand how they can be willingly segregating or letting their government segregate their family and friends based on what they're putting in their body or not. It's just not jiving with the PEI, the society, the humans, the individuals that I met here.
Yep.
So I don't know if the government is actually a representative of this province, but right now it's not representing the humans that I met in this province.
Not the ones
I
that
tell
I
you
met,
that.
but it also, like, the ones, like, so here's an example. The other day, I'm not on Facebook, but I check Jennifer's every now and then just to kind of see what's going on. And there was a conversation happening about hockey, because we don't know what's happening with hockey. And Ontario announced that you've got to be jabbed to play hockey, whether you're if the kids and the parents who want to come and watch. And so instead of the response for people being like, oh, that's kind of bizarre, why would they want that? A lot of the parents' responses were, well, I bet, people who hadn't been jabbed yet, I better go out and get it so that my kid can play hockey. And I'm like, you've held out this long, and just because of hockey, you're going to jump into that, and it's just...
That's the problem I have with it all, Chris. It's just the levels of coercion that has happened over the last several months. It's just the picking away of each group. It's don't hit them with the stick now. It's coerce them. It's the carrots. And we're hearing some horrible stories in PEI of friends that we've talked to,
personal people,
hugged, seen their faces, seen their tears as they're telling us that they're losing their jobs because of the choice of what they want to put in their body or not.
Yeah. People with kids to feed, people suspended without pay, just because you won't get a jab, and because you don't want to take part in an experiment.
It's extremely frustrating in PEI right now, where the conversation is about the lack of healthcare staff and the problems that we have with our healthcare, and our government is choosing to lay off people. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I mean, you hear, prior to all this, the thing that Dennis King was constantly saying, was, we're looking for doctors, and we've got all these perks for doctors, and we'll cover your schooling if you're going to be a doctor here, and we'll do all these things, because it took Jennifer and the kids about 4 years to get a doctor, and I got one right away because I have a lot of medical issues and I needed a specialist and all that jazz, so that was fine for me. But like a woman and her 2 children waited 4 years to get a doctor, and they're just canon doctors because they won't submit, canon nurses because they don't want to be a part of their experiment. And they closed our psych ward in the midst of what will likely be, psychologically speaking, the hardest time of our generation. They closed our psych ward, said, no, we're not going to bring it back. No help for drugs, no help for anything. And they're just canning them. Oh, you don't want to do this? Too bad. Later. Don't care if you have a family, don't care if you have kids. You're done. And it's pathetic. It's absolute. A conservative government, it's pathetic.
Pathetic is one word for it.
Yeah,
I could use whole
I'm using
lot
church
other
rules.
words. Yes, and it's probably a good idea right now, Chris. But I mean, it's just a really confusing and heartbreaking time right now for somebody that has the feels like I do.
Yeah.
The stories that I'm hearing from my peers and the community that we've reached out to in this last several months, it's been heartbreaking, and I don't understand how family and friends and your government can do this to your fellow citizens. It's so confusing to me, and it hurts me a lot. It pains my heart,
It does, yeah.
But this is. Go ahead. Sorry, Chris. No, go.
I was just gonna say, Full Draw Scarp says, I'll be knocking on doors for my riding in Woodbridge, Ontario, and Vaughan, Thornhill tomorrow and Sunday. If you're in that area and you want to help, do it. I agree. Get out, help, do what you can. We've met so many people going around, gathering signatures, getting the word out there. It's fantastic. Rage, he said again, he said, even winning just 4 seats could be the 4 votes between things like camps, national vax requirement, criminalization happening, that sort of thing. And then we got Daft Beta, who says, UK bigot here. The video of Maxime's speech made it over here. mainly by reception, but some spoke of Soros links. Is this BS? I fear. I've heard a lot of people, everyone's trying to. It's the fake news thing. That's the big thing that I've heard this year, is that there's ties to Soros. That wasn't the connection. There wasn't a conversation at all last election. But all of a sudden now I've had 4 or 5 people. Oh, I've heard that there's ties to Soros. I've heard that there's ties to Soros.
Why do they care about Soros now, when we've been talking about links to Soros for ever or whatever? So now all of a sudden there's links. You just got banned on Twitch?
I think so.
It looks like we're off on entropy here. So look, what's going on?
Just a second.
This Twitch is coming. Sorry guys, we don't know what's. Hang on here. We just gotta.
We're back.
We think we're back. So sorry, pardon the interruption.
Guys. This is what happens.
The revolution will not be televised, but yes, it will. Yes, it will.
No revolution for you.
Oh boy. So we're getting close, actually, Chris. We're getting down to.
We are.
We're not going to tell you exactly what it is, but it's getting close.
It's soon.
But we still have a little bit of chatting to do, and I still want to keep. We talked a little bit about PEI and the restrictions that we've been facing it forever with the PEI pass anyway, with the travel restrictions. Yeah. And we're seeing what's coming.
I don't know if you noticed this. I noticed this right away. And we said that back in June, we said they were going to do this. On Tuesday, when Dennis King was doing the announcement for the QR codes and all that sort of stuff, did you notice that he said, we've had the COVID pass all along? That was his big comment. Well, we've had this all along, so it's really not that different. Well, hell yes it is. Right now, the COVID pass allows me to come to the island or not. The COVID pass that he plans on announcing in a week or so doesn't let me go to the store. It doesn't let me go to the gym. It doesn't let me go to whatever. God only knows what's coming down the pike.
God only knows.
We lost so many viewers.
We lost so many viewers just then, but I don't care. Listen, I like talking to you anyway, Chris. Let's just keep going here, because this is what happens, man. We expected stuff to happen, and who knows. So let's keep going. Entropy, guys, get on Entropy.
This is why we love Entropy.
I think it's back up there pretty quick there now, Chris, by the way.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Sorry about that. If you're just coming back,
we're just getting banned from places and kicked off and stuff.
So we're getting close, though. So we got to keep on pushing on and make sure that we have this incredible opportunity that we have here with chatting with Maxime Bernier, because we've been looking for others, Chris. Didn't think we'd be talking to that other.
Didn't think we'd be talking to the king of the others, if you will.
I don't know if he's the king. I'm not going to give him the king.
But
I'm not giving him the king.
He's certainly a good other, that's for sure.
If you don't know, I'm still extremely skeptical of any politician along the way.
You know what's funny? I actually refrained from checking my email today, because I was always like, what if I check it and there's a message that Max can't come or something like that?
God.
And
don't
so
check it now.
Well, see, he's actually prior to coming on with us, he's I don't know if it's virtually or in person, but he's speaking at a Let Max Speak event.
Cool.
And then right after us, he's going to like a debate watch party with his friends, essentially. And so, the dude is just a freaking workhorse. I won't be surprised if he's like in the car when he's talking to us, because he's leaving the event that he's at.
Exactly.
But
either way,
he's a workhorse, that's for sure, and we love it.
We have some time with him, and we're certainly going to try to maximize that time. I didn't even try that, but did not even try that. But
I see what you did there.
I didn't try it. But I'm super excited to speak with him. I would have loved to have met him, and I'm sure he would have taken a trip to PEI had we not had those horrible restrictions.
Yeah, they wanted to be here. They did.
And you know what? I would have loved Maxime to see the level of support that exists in this province, because it's crazy. The groups that I'm part of, the PEI, Mass Against the Past, they
grow so fast.
They grow so fast. There's like 1,000 people in that group, and
in like a week. Was it even a week?
A few days, really.
Not long.
I don't know. I can't even keep track of it anymore. It's just, it's been wild.
Yeah.
And again, I'm super excited that PEI has the 4 candidates. Every riding has a candidate. You guys have an option here in PEI.
Yep.
So it's fantastic.
Yeah, this is a great time just to mention Entropy as people are coming back into the chat. From time to time, we get kicked off of different areas and they don't like us. Entropystream.live /ChrisWtBurke. We love Entropy. It's a fantastic site. They're a Canadian-based, freedom-based site. They love the freedom of speech. That's where all the cool kids hang out. I strongly encourage you to go over there. That way, if our stream does go down, you can at least engage with us in the chat there, and we'll, while we figure out what's going on. So, yes, MRAL444, we can definitely see your chat over on Entropy.
We sure can. Come on over. We love it there, and thank you, Entropy. You guys are great for the free speech. Whatever it is that you have, whatever it is, their platform, whatever it is, we love it, and my heart's going to go to you, and I definitely support you. So support them. We love the chat there. We love the community. I love the community. I keep saying we because Chris and I are pretty similar.
It's the same.
It's the same. It's the same. The amount of time that we finish the same things, it's the same. Yeah. So thank you. And hi, guys. There's a lot of new people here. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a special guest coming in
He's coming soon, man. Coming soon.
Very little time.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, my name's Chris. This guy's Harris. We hang out every Thursday night. I play some tune that way. Yeah, it's backwards, man. I play some tunes, which we're going to do very shortly here. We talk a bit about politics. We talk a lot about PEI in Atlanta, Canada, because that's where we live and we love it, and we want what's best for it.
We want what's best for it very much. I fell in love with PEI, very much so. I'm a big environmentalist. I love the outdoors. Those who know me know that I'm most happy when I'm in the woods. That's the Newfie in me.
That's the Newfie.
Not that a lot of Newfoundlanders like Newfie, and that's a whole different conversation, but I own it. I own it all.
We're taking the words
I'm taking it back. But yeah, I love the environment here, and I very much love Newfoundland too. Yeah. If anybody's watching from home, I'm sorry. I feel guilty sometimes for not doing this fight from home, but I met this wonderful man right here, and we got to hang out, and we become pretty close, and we get to do this. So, show us your ugly stick.
I don't. I've got one over at my mom and dad. Over at my mom and dad's. Yeah.
Chris.
We call it the boot, because it's got an army boot on its head.
I might cry right now. If you ever break that out, I really might cry.
We'll have to bring the boot over one of these streams, Dad.
Please do bring the boot. Please don't give me the boot. But give us the boot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were given a boot. As I said, we call it the boot. It's the ugly stick. For those who don't know, it's literally a mop, and it's got a whole bunch of beer bottle tops screwed to it, and then you have a stick that's kind of a jagged stick, and so you tap it on the ground, and you use your other stick to kind of. So we call it the boot. It's also called the ugly stick. But yeah, we were given one actually at the Stan Rogers Folk Festival. Some friends of ours who are in the Army, engineers actually, some engineers from the Army, crafted one for us and gave it to us, and we use it a lot in our act. I used to do the pub thing with my dad. We'd play every weekend in the pubs and the concerts and festivals and whatnot. And the boot always came out. The boot always came out.
You got to break that out from Mr. Harris, my friend. Please do, and all the Newfoundland people who could be watching right now. Because again, we're not just focused on PEI. We are, because I love PEI.
Because that's where we are. But we love it all.
But Atlantic Canada is Atlantic Canada, and I find that there's a lot of people in the rest of Canada that either don't give a crap about us or forget about us or look down on us.
Or they just brush us off, right?
They brush us off.
That's Atlantic Canada. That's all the goofy guys. It's all whatever.
And it is, but
yeah, it is what it is. I noticed some people in chat saying they can't see the chat. If you're on Entropy and you can't see the chat, there's a good chance that you probably have maybe you're on Brave or something like that, and you've got your shields up. You just need to turn off. I think it's your ad blocker or something like that, or cookies or something. Try a different browser too if it's not working. There's always issues with it. We love Entropy. We deal with the hiccups. There's still, it's literally like some guys in their house. It's not a big fancy company like YouTube. So try and refresh your browser, maybe try and turn off your ad blocker, all that sort of stuff. I see my sister's in the chat. She says Chris and I are pretty much part Newfoundland. Yes, we are. I grew up in Newfoundland. Spent 10 years there, and before we went to the mainland in New Brunswick, and so
East Coast, baby.
We love the East Coast. It's
the environment here, the people here, and it's just I love it. It's where my heart is, and it's the home that I want to have again. You know, it's what we're fighting for, whether it's in Newfoundland or PEI or New Brunswick or Nova Scotia or any of the provinces in Canada. We have a fight that's on our hands right now, and I think I personally have some hope in this purple wave that is happening, and it's pretty inspiring because it was pretty bleak there for a while, and it is still very bleak and very dark of what we're up against, but I have hope, and it feels so amazing to me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, I was losing it. I was losing most of that hope. Figured the country was done for. I mean, I still think the country's probably done for as we once knew it. But James says the hopium is dangerous. Yes, hopium can be dangerous.
It absolutely can.
That's why I didn't want to jump on that like hope in the PPC train right away, because I'm nervous of hopium. And so it's I took a while before I jumped on it. And
me too. And I guess for me, it's what we've been talking about for the last several months, Chris. And a nice switch over here to just put me on, but this is great. You could tell me that it's coming. But it's just like we've been talking about over the last little while that we're rising up, and there's a lot of people here that has the purple wave on their mind and the purple message, and they see that this election is very different. It's after everything we've seen over the last 18 or 19 months, it's more than just the party politics that we've seen bickering back and forth over the same mainline parties for the last, I don't know, forever. It's way bigger than that to me, and I think to a lot of people in Canada right now. So freedom or tyranny, PPC or any of the rest. For me, it's pretty evident what we have to do here. Again, I'm biased. My heart is always going to go to the freedom lovers. Of course, I'm going to go to the People's Party of Canada. Of course, I'm going to go to Maxime Bernier. Of course, I'm going to go to Jeremy. And of course, I'm going to go to Chris Burke, just like now.
Well, the night is my prescription, and the highway is my home. Got me seeking for one last beacon. Every single place that I roam. They say Jesus was a poor man. I guess I wish I had a little more of him in me. Makes it easy to go on living with heartache and misery. Sweet heart of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or is this too far gone? Or have you turned to stone? Well, I guess I've got my bottle. I stay on it all the time, but it keeps me smiling and singing. Helps me fall asleep a little bit better at night. They say life is like a dagger, Backstage is full of parasites. They love you and drain you of everything that you own, just to feel better about their lives. Sweet, sweet heart of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. For is this too forgo? Or have you turned to stone? Sweet heart of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or is this too forgo? Sweet, sweet love of mine, I'm gonna break again 1,000,000 times. Or is this too forgo? Or have you turned to stone? Woo! Big thank you. Thank you so much to Joseph Cole and to Natasha. You guys are awesome. We're going to do one more tune, and then we're going to go back to Harris and I, and potentially a special guest. This is a fun tune for you guys. I hope you like it. I'm sure you will. Shut your mouth, get in line, just behave or pay the fine. They're pulling on your backbone and taking out your spine. They want you weak, don't speak, don't question, don't think. Keep staring at your smartphone, get dumber every week. Now give up your freedom and shush. Oh Jesus, what happened to us? Leave the church, kill your faith, judge the skin and learn to hate. Make yourself the enemy, but call yourself a saint. Learn the rules, be a fool. Remove your kids from school and apologize for everything. Apologize for you. Now give the TV all of your trust. Oh Jesus, what happened to us? Mark, Jack, Bill, Joe, they'll tell you what you need to know. They'll give you your permissions and tell you where to go. Lights, camera, action, edit, they're so pathetic. You believe it cause you watched it, you believe it cause they said it. Now everybody stay home and rust. Oh Jesus, what happened to us? To stand and fight, we had a voice alright. We had a life worth living. We had a damn worth giving. Now we're watching it fall. That's the truth of it all. So shut your mouth, get in line, just behave or pay the fine. They're pulling on your backbone and taking out your spine. They want you weak, don't speak, don't question, don't think. Keep staring at your smartphone, get dumber every week. But nobody put up a fuss. Oh Jesus, what happened to us? Jesus, what happened to us?
Oh boy, Chris. Oh boy, my friend. That is so good. I do very, very much love the music, and I thank you very much for entertaining us, my friend. I hope you guys can hear me. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, everybody on YouTubes and the Periscopes, and especially the old Entropy, because we do love you, Entropy. So if you're out there on the other ones, please, please, please come chat with us on Entropy Stream. The stuff is scrolling right down there somewhere here. I've never done this before. This is kind of fun. So come chat. We have some very exciting things coming to us in a couple minutes, and I don't know how I'm going to contain myself. How am I going to do this? This is so professional of me, but whatever. We're just two dudes chatting. Chris, thank you so much for that music, my friend.
You betcha, brother. Big thank you to Senior Bean, who said, "Where did you get the PPC T-shirt?" I got my PPC T-shirt. I think I get that question the most lately. I got my PPC T-shirt on Amazon, which I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. That's where the PPC sells their merch. It is a fantastic shirt. I love it. It is one of my most comfortable shirts, and I will never put anything on my body again that is not a tri-blend, at least. So thank you, Senior Bean, and also to James R., my first time coming in. That music is fantastic. Here's $5. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. We do this. We do it every Thursday, but I also do a stream myself. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We call it the pre-game kitchen party. It starts at 7 Eastern. 7 Eastern. Starts at 7 Eastern. We pre-game the Ragecast. Ragecast starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, and we pre-game it. It's all music all the time. I talk a little bit, engage with the chat, all that sort of stuff. But it's an hour of music. We just hang out. We have some drinks, whatever it may be. We're just
cheers to you again. Cheers.
Same to you, sir.
And Chris, thank you for that community that you're building. It's not just the music stream that you have there. You're not just entertaining us. The community that comes out and chats, just like is doing in an Entropy stream right now, is a very lovely community.
We love it.
I love coming to chat, and I love just coming to relax with you and having a drink or whatever, and just listening to some music with some beautiful people in the chat room. Some people are here now that I recognize. There's a lot more here than I don't.
A lot of new names.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys hanging out. Give us a follow. On Entropy, I can't see it on my screen, but I think there is a little follow button. There's one that costs money. You don't need to do that. This is always free.
Yes.
There's one, though, I think it's like a bell. If you hit the bell, Rachel will email you every time I go live. Whether it's for this show or it's for the kitchen party. Jaber says, Chris, do you have your music on Spotify? I don't have my music, like my acoustic stuff on there, but I do have my band. So I play in a lot of stuff. I've played in a Christian rock band for a number of years now. We've made millions of dollars playing music in churches because that's how that works. Not really, but that music's on there. If you do a search for We the Rescued, if you're maybe you like your Jesus rock. Picture a bunch of guys who grew up in the 90s who happen to also like Jesus.
90s!
So we love that 90s punk rock, and we happen to love Jesus, and then we put that into music as well. That hopefully doesn't suck. So check that out. But no, my music isn't on there anywhere. If you go to chriswtburke.me...
Have I ever heard your music?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That has to be rectified, my friend.
And then I also played in a folk band, Celtic band, for like 10 years with my dad. We recorded a bunch of CDs and made our millions in that, and had a lot of fun with that. And so that music's out there somewhere too. It's called The Mizzen Men, M-I-Z-Z-E-N.
The Mizzen.
The Mizzen Men, like the mizzen sail on a boat.
That's crazy.
I think we're on like Bandcamp or somewhere like that. I'm not even sure, to be honest. It's been so long. But,
deep dive tonight. Deep dive tonight.
Deep dive into the music of Chris.
The wonderful world of chriswtburke tonight. This is fantastic. Okay, Chris, I'm getting pretty pumped here. I'm pretty excited. We're down to 10 minutes, okay? Just so everybody knows, just if there's journalists out there just losing their minds now, when the heck is Max? When is he coming
Can you imagine? Here's what I was thinking to myself the other day. Or no, it was today, actually. My camera just went out of focus. Give me a second here. Let's get in focus, camera. So I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be hilarious if we didn't actually have Max
No,
And
that
we
would
were
not
just-
be hilarious to me. Jeez.
And we pushed it out on Twitter. Max even retweeted it, and all of his team retweeted it. But Max isn't actually going to be here.
Psych. Yeah.
Psych! We just
Wasn't
wanted
that
to get
Friday
new
the Psych
viewers.
recently? Yeah, that's so funny. Carrot, now Carrot, you get off my back here tonight. I'm not simmering down. I'm not simmering.
Cocaine Rim Job, thank you so much, sir. He says, "Salut, bigots." Appreciate it, buddy. Love that name. I love it.
It had to be said at this moment. That is so too funny. Whatever, it is what it is. Oh, Jeremy, you did that to me.
My dad just threw our link in the chat for our folk music.
Oh, okay. Can you give it to me later? Because I might be a little busy.
Somebody on YouTube here says, "Harris, you are aging in reverse, my dude."
Enjoy the decline.
You got that Benjamin Buttons going on, or what?
Maybe. I don't even know.
Are you looking younger than the last time whoever Enjoy the Decline is?
I don't know what that means anymore. Was I really old back then? Like, what is going on? So maybe somebody knows me when I was 16 and I was like this old crippled man.
Crippled over man.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, Chris, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. Faith and Liberty. Thank you so much to everybody who's joining us here. Faith and Liberty, just so you know, it's just a little brainchild of ours. We just want to talk, and you know, liberty is my faith. And Chris is.
Was I supposed to come in?
It would have been great if you did.
And faith is my liberty. Nailed it.
Oh wow. Okay. So Max, you sure you still want to come on? Or?
I just got a text from Ryan. Max isn't coming anymore.
Okay, I totally understand after that. I totally understand.
Oh, good Lord.
Cow. So we'll be all right. 8 minutes. No, so again, just to recap, there is an amazing purple wave happening. Please go look. If you're not on the Twitters or the Facebooks or wherever that the social medias are putting out this message, you're probably not hearing a lot about it in the mainstream right now. So get out there and see these images, because it's pretty spectacular to see what's happening in Canada right now.
It is,
and
indeed, yeah.
It's all led by this brave individual, I guess, who bucked the system a few years ago, tried to challenge the Conservative Party for leadership, and almost won that leadership if it wasn't for some, cartels in Canada, perhaps, if you want to put it that way. And he had a lot of support even back then, and he said, no, that's fine. If you're not conservatives anymore, then it's time that we actually have an actual conservative voice, and created the PPC, and a lot of people came behind him. He ran in the election, wasn't that successful in that one, but it propelled this message.
It was the springboard for the catalyst to what we see today. Because I mean, I always get a kick out of how everybody knocks on the PPC because they didn't win a seat, or they just there's just a random party that started. Every party started somewhere.
Exactly.
The Green Party was a joke when they started. It was a bunch of crazy hippie Greenpeace people who thought that they could change the world. And here we are 20 some odd years later, and they've gotten a voice on the stage. So it took the Green Party 20 years to do what the PPC has done in just a couple of years.
Exactly.
And so I mean that's something to pay attention to and to look at.
Exactly. And if there's political nerds out there, who might be biased, I would think that you'd still just be interested in the politics and the society, and just to see what's going on. Why are you letting yourself be denied this information? I don't understand that logic. Why you would just not look at something, or not read it, or understand it, or see it.
And they just brush them off. Oh, PBC, just no. I heard they're racist. Yep, don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's so difficult to get a message out there, especially a message of freedom. Like, how was freedom a controversial thing? I don't get it.
It's a bizarre concept, it
I
seems.
just do not get it.
Yeah.
Why are we having to fight? Why is there an election right now where the main thing is either freedom or tyranny? How is this even possible in 2021?
Who would have thought when you were in high school, even, or even let's go further, when you were a kid, and you were thinking about, what's my future going to look like? What is all that? What's my job going to be? What's this? What's all that? We all thought, we all saw, the Jetsons was our future, right? Like, we were all flying cars, and we thought that it was going to be all these sorts of things.
And all of us thought that.
And
naturally.
Here we are in that time now, the time when we're supposed to be in flying cars and robots serving us. And in fact, the main topic of discussion, the main fight, the main battle is we just want to be free.
Just want to be free, man. Just leave us alone.
Who would have thought, if you could go back and tell 10-year-old Harris, when you're, 40? When you're 40, all those things that you think are going to be your life, that's not going to be it. In fact, you're going to have to fight just to go to the grocery store.
Oh boy!
You would have thought that you were nuts. You would have It would have been like you went like how in those movies where you go back in time and it's like, oh, we're warning you about the future, and there was like, that person's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's what you would have thought if today's you had gone back to 10-year-old Harris and said, this is what your life is going to be in 2021. You would have said, you're nuts.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just the concept of what we're living in right now is so foreign to all of us.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've been a big history nerd and all that stuff as well. So I've been reading encyclopedia. I'm a nerd. I'm a big nerd. Look at me. I'm a nerd. So I have
a young-looking nerd, apparently.
I'm getting younger nerdy. That's awesome. But I do have a knowledge of history, and you can see some clear similarities to certain periods of our history, right? So it's pretty amazing that what's happening now. It's not amazing what's happening now. I just got pretty excited with what
it's amazing what's happening now. Here we go.
So let's
do this.
Let's just do it. We're early. He's popped in, and very warm welcome, Chris. Let's just get this on the road. Hello.
There he is. Good day, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, and yourself?
Yes, great. I'm very pleased to be with you. I wish I'll be able to be in person, but with the COVID draconian restrictions, it's very difficult. But at least we can have that conversation together.
It is for sure. I mean, even just living on PEI, I'm not allowed to leave the island because of my vaccination status, and it's ridiculous. And we're thrilled to have you here to talk with you about it. When you're in the midst of the Mad Max tour right now, which has been so exciting to watch, and just the fact that you weren't allowed to come, not that you didn't want to come here, because you were just over the bridge. But it's just I can't come. I'm sorry, I can't be there because of what's going on in the world right now, and we're thrilled to have you here to talk with you about it.
Thank you. I'm very pleased, and it's a very great campaign for us. Our support is going all across the country, and I believe that it is not only former conservatives that are coming with us, but also people who voted for the Liberals or the NDP. They know that the most important question for this campaign is more government control or more freedom. And as you know, I choose freedom, and I believe that a lot of people will choose freedom the 28th of September.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we sure hope so.
Yes, I'm rooting for it. I mean, if it doesn't happen, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I know for me, it's been really exciting for us to watch your Mad Max tour, to watch. I mean, we've been calling it the Purple Wave. That's happening all across Canada. We're so excited about it. Wondering if you can, just to start off before we kind of get into any of the, the questions that people are wondering. Just tell us what your experience has been like over the last little while. The town, with the towns that you're going to, and the enthusiasm, the size of the crowds. Tell us what's that looking like for you.
Oh my God, I was also surprised because. When we started that movement in the beginning of that COVID hysteria, I did a lot of rallies, and I can tell you that when I did the first rally in Montreal, if we were 100 person, that was a maximum. And as you know, the last one that I did in Montreal, we had more than 50,000 people there. And I've been campaigning since April, and now during this campaign, I'm crossing the country like I did before, and more people are coming to our event, and it's it gave me a lot of energy, because we have about in a small town we have maybe 200 300 people that are coming. In Winnipeg we had about I believe 800 people there, and the biggest one was yes, you can see the photo of that one, 1,000 people there in a private land, because as you may know, in Manitoba you cannot have public rally, and so we did that on a private land, and we had fun. So it's growing, and what I'm telling people, you need to help us, because the mainstream media is not helping us. I've been canceled there, and as you know, I won't be in the debate tonight. But I'm asking them, speak to your friends and your family, because there's a lot of Canadians that don't know that the PPC exists, don't know that they can vote for a real freedom alternative.
Absolutely, and that's sort of what we've been doing here. That's exactly what we've been doing here for a long time. We've been reaching out to all the others, as we've called it, all the people that think the way we do, and we've been doing this for the last several months, even before the election. So there is a presence here in PEI, and because of that, I think I want to focus on PEI right now. Obviously, we were going to ask your thoughts specifically about the PEI pass that we've been dealing with in PEI with the travel restrictions. But just this week, our conservative premier has announced, we're going to get those restrictive passes here as well, like we're seeing in Quebec and BC, and I guess the rest of Atlantic Canada. So I guess what I'd like to ask you, and for your thoughts, is what are your thoughts on these measures, first of all, and what would your party, the People's Party of Canada, do differently to handle this time, this COVID time?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you also for the work that you did since the beginning of this pandemic and crazy medical tyranny. And I know that you were very active in your province, and it's because of people like you that the party is growing. So I want to thank you guys. And so for us, we said that since the beginning, that the most important thing to do with that virus is to protect the older, the most vulnerable people, and let's open the economy. That's not what the federal government and provincial governments did. They locked down everybody, and that was the first time in the history that governments use lockdowns to try to kill a virus, and it is an experiment, a failed experiment. So right now, yes, we have in Quebec, and you have also in PI vaccine passport, and we understand that we have the science on our side, we have the common sense on our side, because everybody, every Canadian is in the same boat. Vaccinated people, unvaccinated people, we are in the same boat, because we know now that everybody can spread the virus. So why doing segregation? Why doing segregation and dividing us between vaccinated one and unvaccinated one, the one that will have the passport and the one that won't have the passport? We must respect the freedom of choice of every Canadian. And I believe that a lot of people are tired, and they're saying enough is enough. And I'm asking them, you can express your point of view in this campaign. There's the other establishment political parties that are all in agreement with the vaccine passport, the Conservative, the Liberal, the NDP, the Green, and everybody, and us, that we will fight. So what we will do different, first of all, we won't give any financial incentives to provinces to do these lockdowns and impose this vaccine passport. As you know, the Trudeau government said that they want to spend $1 billion, that, by the way, we don't have, to
to force provinces to implement a vaccine passport all across the country. We have one in Quebec, we'll have one in BC, and in other provinces that will come. So we will cut that. So they won't have any financial incentive to do that. And we will sue provincial government. We will go in court and just to defend our constitution, because it is unconstitutional, illegal, and immoral. So that would be a big difference. We will go back of what our life before COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us want that. And Chris, if you don't mind, before we move on to the next question, I have a little bit of a follow-up to that, because
go for it.
We know of people in this province right now who are facing job losses because of their choice of vaccine, whether they want it or not. And these are people that work in the healthcare industry. And in PEI, it is a bit of an issue here with our healthcare. Yeah. So do you have any comments of how a government can say on one hand that there's a problem with healthcare and the level of workers here, and then on the other hand be laying people off because of their choice of what they put in their bodies? Do you have any comments there?
Yeah, it is illogic, and I'm saying to these people, and I can tell you, I'm traveling across the country, and I have met people that may lose their job because of their vaccination status. So that's discrimination. And what I'm telling them, don't surrender. Don't surrender. Stand up and speak out with your co-workers and other people that share the same views, and go see your employer. And if they fire you, ask that to be in written. You'll have a good case and you'll win that case. But I understand that in the meantime, you need to have money for your family. It's very sad what is happening all across the country. Now it's not only with people who are working with provincial or federal governments that may risk their job. It's also people that are working in the private sector, because you have private corporations that are implementing the vaccine passport for their employees. So it must be illegal, and I can tell you that if we are in government, we will pass a law to be sure that nobody will be fired for their health information. And that must be private, actually, Nobody must be in a position to tell an employer if they had the vaccine or not. A person must be able to communicate only with their doctor. That's medical information, private medical information.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of laws that these governments that are imposing that, like in Quebec also. They don't respect privacy law, they don't respect the Constitution, so they have a good case. And I'm asking them, it can be a tough time, but don't surrender. We are with you. And there's other organizations also that can fight for you, like the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms. It's a non-profit organization. They don't receive any money from the government. They can take your case for free and fight for your constitutional rights. And you can go on their website. But it's that's why I'm saying, I don't recognize our country, and it's going more and more to a kind of a communist country with people that will have to show their papers to participate in the civil society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we've got some people here on the island who have cases with the JCCF now, and so we're super appreciative of those guys. And all the work that they've done this year, because I know about 6 months ago here on the island, Premier King announced that there are no lawyers on PEI that will take COVID cases, which was kind of a weird thought to hear, but to know that the JCCF is out there and that they want to help these people, it's really encouraging, and it's great to have them. That's for sure. I've got a question for you about, I'm a gun guy. I like guns. Everybody knows that. And of course, this past week, Erin O'Toole announced that basically, so everything that Justin Trudeau has put into place over the last year through the orders in council and gun bans and all that sort of stuff, Erin O'Toole, who was supposed to be the conservative guy who was going to get rid of all that stuff, he announced today that the gun bans will stay in place, and so I guess I'm wondering as a gun owner and as a gun lover, I've read the PPC platform on firearms. I love it. It's fantastic. I've heard things here and there about what your plans are, but I'm wondering, especially after Aaron's announcement this week to essentially follow the line and do exactly what he was told by Trudeau. What is the PPC stance on firearms?
Yeah, the opposite of Justin Trudeau and Aaron O'Toole. You just have to do the opposite and you'll win. but it's so crazy. Aaron O'Toole is flip-flopping on every important issue for the future of our country, starting with gun. All the legislation that the federal government passed on gun, it's easy. We will repeal all that. We will have a legislation that will respect gun owners, and we know that it's their right and their property to have a gun. So now what you have right now, you have the RCMP that can tomorrow decide that a gun is not, because of the look of that gun, is illegal, and they will go to your house and confiscate your gun. So they won't be able to do that. We'll have categories in the law, in the legislation that will be strict, and we will be sure that we will protect your property rights. And about this order in council that Trudeau passed, it's the first thing to abolish,
Awesome.
And go back of what we had before that. Categories of gun in the legislation, so prohibited one, non-prohibited, legal gun, so easy to understand, and we will do that. It's part of our platform, but I'm not surprised by Aaron O'Toole. He's not a conservative anymore on guns, on balancing the budget, on climate change, on carbon tax, name it. That's why I'm saying to gun owners and real conservatives, don't waste your vote by voting for a liberal like Aaron O'Toole.
Yeah, the thing that we've been telling everybody this year, or since the election was called, is that every year we vote people out. I want to vote Trudeau out. I want to vote Harper out. I want to vote Scheer out. I want to vote and so the thing that Harris and I have been telling people this year is, how about for once, let's vote someone in.
Yep.
Let's stop worrying about trying to, let's not find the lesser of the two evils, which essentially is what Aaron O'Toole is. Not that he's any lesser, because his policies are basically the same. But the thing that we've really pushed to people is, let's vote someone in this year. Let's look at the platform, let's look at the policies, and if that's what you want, vote them in. And so I'm thrilled to hear what that stuff about firearms, and I know that there are a lot of other people in our chat who are happy to hear that too. One quick, maybe you can clarify on it. I've heard people talk about how your goal is to go more of a 2A style, like in America. Is that your goal, or is it kind of, let's kind of be a little more relaxed here in Canada on what Trudeau has done?
You're speaking about guns?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, our goal is very, we want to go back of what we had before. Categories of gun in legislation, simple, and not because a gun look very, scary, that gun must be illegal. So that's what we want to do. And we build our policy on gun with gun owner. We work with them, and that's why I believe we have the best policies. We'll change that, and it will be easier for everybody to understand that. And at the same time, we know that a registry of gun won't do anything to fight crimes, and it's all coming from illegal guns. And so we need to give more money to the RCMP for them to fight crimes and criminals. But I'm telling you, hunters and farmers are not criminals, and they must be able to have a gun and be able to enjoy their sport. So that's our policy. It's very simple. We repeal everything, including the order in council that Trudeau passed recently.
Awesome. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not quite the gun guy as everybody else is. But I do believe in the property rights, obviously, and personal protection is very important to me, and personal responsibility, of course. But I'm more of the fiscal conservative. I like the economic side of things. So I thought long and hard about whether or not I'm going to ask you this question, Max, and I think I have to, but I want to bring up supply management.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to do you any favors to bring that up in this province because of the farmers and whatnot. But I do want to talk about that. It's obviously been a thorn in your side going back to the Conservative leadership, right? And I'm just curious if you have anything to say to the farmers in PEI who probably benefit from this, or maybe the consumers in PEI who definitely do not. So do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, thank you for asking, because it is important. But, if you want to change the system, the supply management system, we will need to buy back the quotas. And the cost of that will be around $20 billion. So what I'm telling them, the first mandate, for the first 4 years of the People's Party government, we will balance the budget. Like I said in the beginning of this campaign, all the promises that these irresponsible leaders are doing during the campaign, we will repeal all that. We will cut all that. We need to balance the budget after 4 years. And to be able to do that, we cannot change that system in the first mandate because the cost is too huge. So what I'm telling them, that policy is still part of our platform, but we won't do anything the first mandate because it's too expensive. And if we have a second mandate, at that time we'll look at it and we'll sit down with them to look at what is the best solution. That's what I'm telling them. And Aaron O'Toole and Justin Trudeau won't balance the budget. Actually, O'Toole is spending the money that we don't have and try to buy votes with the money that we don't have and borrow money. And he said that he will balance the budget in 10 years. But he's asking for a 4 years mandate, so that's not serious. And when he had a question at the French debate about balancing the budget, he said, yes, I will balance the budget in 10 years. And the journalist asked, how will we be able to do that? And he said, without cuts, I won't cut anything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's not serious. What he's telling Canadians is what Justin Trudeau said a couple of years ago. The budget balance itself. That's the position of O'Toole. That's not our position. We need to be fiscally responsible because we are paying right now. We are paying right now for that huge deficit of $354 billion by the inflation tax. By the inflation tax, if you go and do your grocery, there's about 4, 5, and 6% inflation, and that's only the beginning. Because the inflation is a hidden tax, your purchasing power is going down, your standard of living is going down, everybody is poor. We need to stop that. We need to balance the budget and take the strong decision to be able to balance the budget.
Yeah. I like it.
I do too. The fiscal conservative in me loves that. The amount of money that was spent in the last year is just mind-blowing, and we haven't felt the ripples of that economic craziness yet. So
I will give you an example. When we are saying that we are doing politics differently, I was in Northern Ontario in a riding over there. When usually you do an interview with a local media, the first question that they will ask a leader of a party and politician, what will you do for us? We have a project there, a road or something like that. What will you do for us? And my answer is always the same. I'm looking at the journalist and I said, nothing special. Nothing special. I'm not pandering to your riding. I'm not pandering to anybody. Our policies are good for all Canadians. And what I will do, it's in my platform. And I don't want to interfere in provincial jurisdiction because what you're asking me, it's more money that is going in healthcare, that is provincial jurisdiction, or daycare, or building a road in between two towns. It's provincial. I won't do that. We'll cut and we'll save money and we'll balance the budget. And our platform is good for your people here in Northern Ontario, like for other Canadians in PEI.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
Great. I like it. It's very good. Yeah, too many people. We so much of our money in Canada goes elsewhere. It goes to foolish things like gender studies in Pakistan, and it's like, how is that going to benefit any of us? And the fact that it's gender studies in Pakistan, I mean, they don't even recognize women for as it is. So it's I'm glad to hear that all this additional funding that's out there. If it doesn't help Canada, what's the point? You know,
that's why we are saying we are putting Canada first and Canadian first, and
Yeah.
to balance the budget, you know, when you look at the data, it's pretty easy. You cut Radio Canada, you can, and CBC, you can save $1.2 billion there. You cut foreign aid, you bring back that money home, you save another $5 billion there. You cut corporate welfare, you know, no more subsidies to SNC Lavalin or to GM or Bombardier. And it's not fair because we are taxing a small business in PI and forcing that entrepreneur to pay taxes, and we are giving that to big corporation. It's unfair. We can stop that and save between $8 to $10 billion. So yes, we can have a smaller government in Ottawa that will be able to balance the budget. We will respect the Constitution. We'll respect taxpayers, and will bring more prosperity and more freedom in this country.
That's fantastic. I mean,
Sounds amazing.
When Trudeau said 6 months ago, he said in a press conference, "I don't want to have the constitutional conversations right now," I just about lost it. I mean, that should be the conversation in all of this, and he just throws it out the window like it's not even an existing thing, and it's disturbing. It really is how quickly you can just throw out the laws of the land just because you feel like it. Really. I wanted to give you an opportunity. We have, of course, a sizable Acadian community here on PEI, and I personally don't speak French, so I'm just going to throw the ground to you. If you wanted to address the Canadian community here, just to reach out to them and to get your message out to them, I wanted to give you an opportunity to do that too.
In French.
I want to thank you very much for giving me that opportunity. Et vous avez raison, les francophones à travers le pays font partie de la culture canadienne et c'est sous la juridiction du gouvernement fédéral. Lorsque je parlais de coupure tout à l'heure, c'est sûr qu'on ne coupera pas dans ces services-là. Ça fait partie de notre culture. Les cultures sont différentes partout au Canada. La culture du Québec, elle est différente de celle de l'île du Prince-Édouard, elle est différente de celle de l'Alberta. Et c'est le rôle du gouvernement de promouvoir l'unité canadienne. Et pour nous, je suis bien fier d'être capable de parler dans les deux langues officielles, malgré que mon anglais, j'ai toujours un accent. Mais je veux vous dire qu'on va toujours être là et respecter l'identité de chacun. So I'm just happy that you gave me that opportunity. What I just said is, I spoke about cuts, but this country is a bilingual country. The institution, we're not asking Canadians to be bilingual. I'll give you an example, like at the Supreme Court, as a Quebecers, and when I was a member of Parliament, they had, every judge at the Supreme Court must be bilingual because we are a bilingual country. That was the position of the Bloc Québécois, and I said no to that. I said the Supreme Court is a bilingual institution. So only the chief judge must be bilingual because the chief judge represents the institution. But all the other judges must not be bilingual, and you have a translation at the court. So that's what I'm saying. The institution must be bilingual, but Canadians can decide if they want to speak English or French, and this is our country.
I like it. And I thank you for taking that opportunity to speak to a community that exists here. And I met a lot here, and they're very proud, and rightfully so, really. There's a lot of history here, as you know, I'm sure.
Yeah, we must celebrate that. Justin Trudeau, with his extreme multiculturalism, wants always to celebrate the diversity of this country. We know that we are a diverse country, but we want to unite everybody and celebrate our history, celebrate our culture, celebrate our heritage. And that was sad that I was the only leader of a national party that was in Ottawa the 1st of July to celebrate Canada Day, because, for the other leaders, there's a systemic racism in this country, and we must not be proud to be Canadians. Sorry, I'm proud to be Canadians, and I don't agree with Trudeau. Like he said, Canada is the first post-national state with no car identity. We have an identity, and we have different culture, and that's our country, and we must be proud to be Canadian.
I agree. I'm near anarchist, so and I believe in that. I believe in Canada, and I'm proud to be Canadian in a way, you know. So I definitely hear you, and I just want to talk about culture in a way here. And you know, there's a lot of individuals in society that view us as right-wing nut jobs or misogynists and racists and white supremacists. I've faced those attacks myself, and um, there's a lot of slurs out there towards us. And here's my challenge to you: without discussing the role that media and big tech has played in demonizing us, what would you like to say to these individuals that view us with so much disdain and hatred?
My first, I believe that people are intelligent. As a politician, I'm not doing politics to try to appeal to your emotions and having your support using your emotions. No, I want you to think about our policies and our platform, and read our platform. If you read our platform, you'll know it's based on four very important principles that are in line with our culture in Canada: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. And all our policies are in line with these principles. So don't believe everything that the mainstream media is telling you, because they're afraid of us. They don't want us to be successful. They're saying that we are a very strange and radical populist party. We are not. Yes, we are a populist party, a smart populist party, because we are doing politics differently based on a strong platform. And by the way, our electoral platform for this election is the same that we had last election in 2019, and it will be the same in 2025 at the next election, because that's why we are doing politics on principles, and we have bold reforms that we must do in this country to gain our freedom back and to save our country. So we will speak about that until we win. And all these people that are saying that, oh, we may be racist because we want fewer immigrants. No, it's because we want to be able to integrate these people. We want to be able to have people that will share our Canadian values. We want to be able also for these people to have a job in Canada, because it's easier to integrate a society when you can work and you have a job. So I'm saying to these people, go on our website and read our policies. It's all about our country. It's all about you.
Or meet us, at least talk to us and see that we're human beings, That's what I would say. And thank you for that answer, Max, or Maxime. I don't know what to call you, Mr. Bernier. Can I call you Prime Minister? Seriously, can I call you Prime Minister now? Is that cool?
I think for that, you have to be patient, because
okay, fine.
The People's Party of Canada is there for the long term. We won't merge with another party like the Reform Party did before.
Thank you.
We are there. We will support policies and other parties if they agree with our policy. And now we are growing. We started that campaign at 1.6%. Now we may be around 9-10% in the polls, and we will grow. And at this election, after this election, I don't see myself as Prime Minister, but I'm seeing, and I can tell you that we will have freedom fighters in Ottawa that will fight for our values, and that will be the start of a common sense freedom revolution.
Yeah, we had somebody in our chat, actually, you know him, Jeremy McKenzie. You hung out with him last week, I believe. He was just saying in our chat, all we need is 4. We get 4 seats in there. We can have that freedom voice at the table that opposes lockdowns, that opposes, COVID camps, or whatever, whatever our future has to hold.
We have 4 in PEI. We have 4 in PEI.
Yeah, we're excited about that. I know you've got to go here real quick. Of course, the leaders' debate is the big topic. You've been censored out of it because of all the foolishness that's well, honestly, I think you're censored out of it because they don't want you to speak. They know if you speak, the people will change their vote. I just wanted to give you an opportunity. You're not at the debate. The debate, I think, is happening right now, isn't it? But I just, your thoughts on the debate, what you wanted to say to the people had you got invited. Just wanted to give you that opportunity.
But you're right by saying that they don't want us there, the establishment political parties and also the mainstream media, because they know that our message is powerful and they know that there's still a lot of Canadians that don't know that they have a real alternative, and that they don't know that the PPC exists. So we don't have that opportunity to reach more Canadians. That's why I'm traveling across the country, meeting people, doing rallies, and we know that the other politicians cannot do that. They don't have the support. People are mad, people are not happy with the situation, and they know that there's a solution, and that's the PPC. So tonight, it won't be a debate without us, because all these political parties agree on the most important issues for our country. Our freedom, they are saying no, they are saying yes to more government control, carbon tax, Paris Accord, mass immigration, not balancing the budget. I can go on and go on, and spending money that we don't have to create more deficit. So, and now they will tell Canadians at this debate that will start in 1 hour, they will tell them that they will give them a lot of money to please them, but money that we don't have, and we are paying right now for that by the inflation tax. And I can tell you that if it's going on like that, the inflation will go up, everybody will be poor. We need to stop that and to be responsible. So that won't be a debate, and that's why I'm very pleased to be with you tonight and have that discussion.
And we're extremely pleased to have you here. I don't know how I got through today, actually. It was pretty exciting to have this opportunity, and I personally thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us and to PEI and all of Atlantic Canada. I feel we're forgotten quite a bit, so please do not forget us here. There's a lot of people that's very happy that you're out there, Max, just so you know. Mr. Bernier, Prime Minister.
No, I can tell you guys that I assume that I would be able to be there after the election, because the revolution, the common sense revolution, the ideological revolution will start the 20th of September, but it has to go on, and I will be on the road, and I will campaign again to be sure that changes that we want, gaining back our freedoms. I want to work on that with you guys, and for sure, as soon as I can, I'll be there.
Nice.
I can't wait to shake your hand. So, fantastic.
Same thing for me. Thank you very much for giving me that opportunity.
You betcha. Anytime. You are welcome here any day of the week.
Any day.
Thank you.
Good luck, Max. Freedom. Freedom
is the key.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
Thanks.
Under this government, we are witnessing the most sustained, unprecedented series of frontal attacks against our prosperity, our rights, and freedoms in our lifetime. And it has all happened in less than 18 months. We went from 2 weeks to flatten the curve to a segregated society in the blink of an eye. It's time to choose something different. The People's Party has opposed authoritarian lockdown measures from the very beginning of the pandemic. We are the only party with a realistic approach and recognize that we must learn to live with this virus, not destroy our society and economy in a vain attempt to eliminate it. We are the only party that puts our rights and freedoms front and center. If the PPC did not exist, nobody would speak out against lockdowns and vaccine passport, mass immigration, online censorship, climate alarmism, carbon taxes, unfair equalization, debt and inflation, identity politics, globalism, and respect of our Constitution. Canada needs our voice. Our platform is based on clear and unchanging principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. It puts Canadians first. The People's Party is doing politics differently. It is time to vote for your values. It is time to vote for the People's Party of Canada.
need to mute. Somebody selling a new religion. Somebody selling a lie. Somebody wants all the strife and division that's driving us out of our mind. They're telling the world not to trust their own eyes. They're telling the people they're wrong. They're keeping the truth for their power and gain, and taking whatever we've got. Some of you eat all the lies you've been fed. Some of you just go along, training acceptance inside of your head, giving them whatever they want. You're leaving your brothers and sisters behind. You're told it's the best thing. Goodness. I think we're there now, right? There we are. We love technology. Let's try that again. Sorry about that, guys. You know how technology is sometimes. Some of you eat all the lies you've been fed. Some of you just go along. Oh, my network just went down. Training acceptance inside of your head to give them whatever they want. You're leaving your brothers and sisters behind. You're told it's the best thing to do. You're shutting out friends 'cause that's told that's what's right. Now they win because all of us lose. We got lots of technical difficulties. Sorry, guys. And it's so sad watching these times as they change, and it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange as we walk through the doors in the prison of this silent war. Someone is trying to sell you a cure, the same one who made the disease. They'll try to convince you and make you feel sure, but hey, there's no guarantees. They covered your mouth and they tied back your hands. They did it to all of the kids, and nobody knows all the damage that's done, and won't ask until the master permits. And it's so sad watching these times as they change, and it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange. We all shout behind doors in a prison of this silent war. So take back your freedom and fight for your life. Stand up before it's all gone. Take back your freedom and fight for your life. Stand up before it's all gone. 'Cause it's so sad watching these times as they change, and it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange. We can't let them take more. We can't let them win this silent war. So take back what is yours. Don't let them win this silent war. Thank you so much, guys. You know the technical every now and then. We couldn't possibly have a show with no tech issues, right? Like I don't know why, but my monitor doesn't want, I've got a big monitor there that shows me all my words, because this screen is too small. But it is what it is. Right, Jeremy? It is what it is. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I am gonna change their tune when I'm back on top in June. And that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let them get me down, 'cause this final world keeps me spinning round. Well, I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. And you know I can't deny it. Many times I thought of quitting, babe, but my heart just won't buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, well, I'd hop upon a big old bird and fly. Well, I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. And you know I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart just won't buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, well, I'll hop upon a big old bird and fly. And that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream, but I don't let them get me down, 'cause this final world keeps me spinning around. Can't hear you.
No, I'm muted. I know I'm muted. Jeez, get off my back. That was so good, Chris. Oh boy, my friend. I do love those musical little interludes between our pretty wonderful chats that we have, and that was probably one of the most amazing conversations I've had with an individual. And thank you so much, Maxime, for joining us again. Maxime Bernier, the leader of the People's Party of Canada, just had a wonderful interview with him, and I'm very happy that he joined us. And I'm just waiting for Chris to join me again. He's getting settled in and getting his drink ready and his guitar put away after that wonderful set. If you're just joining us for some reason, you just missed an interview with Maxime Bernier, but thank you for sticking around. We got another 45 minutes left to chat a few things, and we do have a few more things that we want to go through, I think. And there, I was on the wrong side. I didn't like that there.
We were all confused.
I didn't
So confusing.
I didn't like that. Oh, jeez.
Dude!
Chris, thank you so much. What?
Dude, we just interviewed Maxime Bernier.
Oh, we just interviewed Maxime Bernier. Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
That was pretty rad. That was pretty
so
rad.
Chris.
What a cool dude.
He is a cool dude, and I would love to have just a normal conversation with him and not talk about politics, just to see what his interests are. See, if
I was talking with Jeremy the other night, and he actually he got to hang out with Maxime, just like I think it was at a pub or at a restaurant or something like that. He hung out with him last week for like 3 or 4 hours, just shooting the shit, having drinks, all that sort of stuff.
Cheers to you, by the way.
Yes, big cheers to you. But Jeremy told me like the most down to earth guy around. Like he's just super chill, super cool, and I mean honestly that was kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to have him here. I had a feeling he was just kind of a cool dude, and I like cool people. I like to hang out with cool people and to talk with them and see what's going on. So,
speaking of which, kudos to you for having the determination and guts and willpower to even just reach out to say, there's
why the hell not, right?
There's 2 dudes talking online to PEI and stuff. You want to come chat? And he said yes.
Come on out.
What the heck, man? What the heck? But
bizarre world, right?
Bizarre world, and I feel, I don't know what I feel right now. I feel hope, and I don't have hopium, but it's nice to have hope,
Yeah.
It's nice to have a bit of hope, and I like that he's in it for the long haul, and that's what he said
he
3
did,
or 4 years ago. This is not about this election, it's not about the next election, it's about sustaining freedom and this message that he's going to keep forever.
Yeah.
Forever,
His platform hasn't changed a whole lot over the last, number of years because these are the values.
Exactly.
This is what we are. These are the values that conservatives once upon a time had.
Exactly.
And he's just trying to keep them alive and well. So it's encouraging. Someone in the chat just Caper said Max and Rage would be a good combo. I think they would too.
That would be awesome.
Actually, speaking of chat, we should catch up on this chat here.
Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're on YouTube or Periscope or all those other ones, the Twitch kicked us offline, I think, already. So that's interesting enough. But if you're over there, please come on Entropy Stream. entropystream.live /ChrisWtBurke. Did I get that right?
You did, yeah. Entropy Stream.
Bam, bam.
We love
I'm a little
Entropy.
amped.
Entropy, for those, we've despite Max leaving, we still got a bunch of people here. Entropy, we love. It's a Canadian company, all about that free speech. Slip and Lizard says, Chris, what you drinking? I'm drinking the good stuff. We got some Jameson tonight. Love my Jameson, so that's usually what I'm drinking. But so yeah, just really quickly, I want to go through these chats that we missed here.
Thank you guys. I missed a lot of the chat. I love the chat, but it was just too much at that moment. Sorry, guys.
Yes, yeah. So we got Full Draw Scarps. Thank you, Max. Everyone, share this and let Max be heard. I agree. Share. We'll
clip it. Hey,
we'll do a bunch of clipping and all that stuff, and I'll also so right now. It'll be on my backup YouTube channel, and then once I get my main YouTube channel back, I'll upload it onto there as well. So yeah, but share it around, let people know what's going on. Daft Beta says, if you have time, I'd love to know what would he do about the attempted transformation to turn Canada into a post-national country. Well, unfortunately, we didn't have time, so sorry
about that.
Half
hour
Black,
goes really quickly.
Quick.
Boy, that was intense. The last 7 minutes, I was like, "Oh my God, are we going to get these questions? We got to ask about the election. We got to ask about the election or
the debates.
The debates.
Yeah,
but he stood. He came early and he stayed a little bit late.
He did. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Because he, as I said before, just before he came on with us, he was speaking at a rally. At a Let Max Speak rally, which was like a anti-debate rally, and then as soon as he left with us, he was going to a debate watching party with a bunch of his friends. So I mean, the guy's been going crazy, and the fact that he was willing just to carve out half an hour for a couple of random dudes in PEI, that's pretty freaking rad. Rock Welder Black says, this is way better than the clown show debate. Go Max, I agree. Rage
I'm not watching
again.
that.
Big thanks. Rage says, globalism versus freedom. We have many options, but only one choice. Vote corporate global tyranny or vote PPC for a free Canada. I concur entirely. Cocaine Rim Job again.
Pretty
Thanks,
easy.
buddy. Says the Trudeau inflation will turn this into Weimar Germany. Real quick, Max needs to reject the central bank IMF debt shackles. Canadian dollar backed by oil and labor, not loans. Amen to that. And then Julie Mora says, cheers all, freedom all the way.
Freedom all the way.
Freedom.
Why
That's
is
what
this
this is all
even a
about.
choice? It's just to be natural state of being. Why do we have to vote on freedom? It's so crazy to me. It's so
Do
crazy to
you
me.
want to be free this year? Nah, I don't want to be. I don't want to be free. Can you imagine, your options are freedom versus tyranny, and you actually choose
And there's a debate.
the tyranny. And yeah, and you're not
It's a
only is
debate.
it not only is it a debate, you're a racist and a bigot and a homophobe and a misogynist and a conspiracy theorist if you want that freedom. We went from last year. So what was it? September 29th. Rebel News, Andrew as his name, I can't remember his last name. Andrew broadcast a video with the guy who I'm not a big Chris Sky fan, so I don't like giving him publicity. But on September 29th, Andrew broadcast a video with Chris Sky, basically saying, "Here's the plan. This is what's going to happen over the next year." And it's come full tilt. It's everything that that we've all been talking about all years here. And yet somehow, here we are on September the 9th. What are we, 11? Is it 11 days before the election? By the way, whoever in the chat said September 28th, vote on September 28th. Don't vote on September 28th. I strongly encourage you to vote on September 20th, because the election will be over if you wait until the 28th. The election is on the 20th. Either vote early, get in there now, or vote on the 20th. Just
Before
throwing that out
too
there.
harsh on the person. It could have been a typo.
It could have been, but just in case it wasn't, make sure you vote by the 20th, because that is our election day. By the 28th, we will either be in full onslaught, whatever the heck civil war in Canada looks like, or we'll be on the path to freedom. So get out and vote. I was going to say vote often, but you should probably just vote once. Oh, goodness.
And Chris, we giggle a lot, but we have talked about, what we're seeing around the world quite a bit before it's come here,
Yeah.
And it might be important for us to have a little bit of a conversation about what we're seeing around the world, because
people don't know.
People don't
realize what's happening around the world is happening. Like when I tell people, "Hey, this is happening here," they're like, "You watching a movie? Like, what are you talking about? That's happening." Like, and so it's super.
And why
important.
don't we just switch this up a bit, because we might be changing the mood a little tiny bit here. You know what I'm thinking?
Boom.
Boom. Because it's time for us to talk about. We've talked about the foresight of what we've seen from the lockdowns coming in other countries before it come here. Or every step along the way, we said, this is coming. We're seeing it in Italy. We're seeing it in France. We're seeing it in Australia. We're seeing it. And everybody then would respond to us saying, but it's not Canada.
It's not Canada. That'll never come here.
Canada.
That'll never come.
It's not Canada. But again, when it even comes to Canada, a lot of people are saying, but it's not this, it's not that, it's not that. It's not PEI, for example.
Yeah, well, even when it does come to Canada, it's not here. It's just in Manitoba, or it's just in BC. It's like, how close to you does it need to get?
Exactly.
Before you realize that, yes, you in little PEI, you in little Newfoundland, you in Nova Scotia, you in New Brunswick are going to be affected by these things too.
Exactly. And if we're watching the patterns unfold around the world before it came here up to this point, then why not just focus on where these other countries are at this point, so that maybe we can have a little bit of foresight of what might come to this country. And I don't want to hear people say at this point, I mean, you can say whatever you want, but it's already followed the pattern this exact same time. So why do we assume that it will not continue to follow the pattern? And let's start in Australia, should we?
Let's do it.
Australia is being, I don't know if anybody's looking at this. I know the media is certainly not talking about it to any degree, if at all. So I think it's important to know that when we talk about, for example, detention centers for people who are COVID,
that's just a crazy conspiracy theory.
Or if they're, exactly. Or if vaccine hesitant or vaccine denier or whatever it is that you want to be labeled as. And when we talk about that these concentration camps are coming, people say, conspiracy theorist, you're a crazy right-wing nut job. So my answer to that would be perhaps a video that you might have ready to show what is happening in Australia.
Commitment by the Wagner family working with the Queensland government to say to the people of Queensland, we want to keep you safe. And the best way to keep you safe and to keep Delta out of Queensland is to build as quickly as possible a regional quarantine facility. I have listened to Queenslanders. I know how much they support a regional quarantine facility to be in Queensland. They want their community kept safe. That's what they're saying to me, and we are delivering it. This is a race. We are up against a highly infectious Delta variant that's sweeping the world. We don't know what's next. We need to get these facilities up and running, and everybody has seen how successful Howard Springs is.
At least there's happy music.
Yeah, we're happy. Happy in these camps.
Happy little camps. Happy little happy camps. Look at these wonderful happy camps.
Such a happy camp.
We're all just waiting patiently to be fed. It's like when you shake the bag of the dog treats and the dogs come running. We're all just outside waiting. Just had the cops come around and tell this woman off staying over here as well. Because there was about 5 seconds in between her taking a sip of her cup of tea and she took her face mask down. Cops came around literally on the dot and just pulled her up for it, and she said, well, I'm drinking my tea, and they said, well, not right now, you don't put your face mask on.
So conspiracy theory?
That'll never come here.
Oh, right, that's the thing they'll say. It's not conspiracy theory now.
This
it's
is the
conspiracy
line.
fact, but it's not coming to Canada.
Everything else that happened in Australia has happened in Canada. Mm-hmm. But Canada and Justin Trudeau and our government officials, they're so kind that they're going to stop there. they're not going to do this. They've done everything else that Australia has done. Australia has military on the ground. We have military on the ground up in the north, helping with the COVID. Like, it's here. It's not when it comes to Canada. It might not be as extreme in Canada as it is right now in Australia, but it wasn't as extreme in Australia 6 months ago as it is, and it wasn't as extreme in Australia a month ago as it was, or as it is currently right now. It all has to start somewhere.
It all has to start somewhere, and again, the pattern keeps continuing on through the countries, including ours. So it's important for us to look at what's happening if the pattern continues to be the same, and it has been. So why would we think that this is not coming here if we do not stop it? So there's a lot of crap that's happening in Australia. Like you said, the military's on the ground. People are being taken from their homes. There's not forced injections, but I don't know if that's happened yet. But,
well, we've got.
But I know that there's children being separated at times.
Stress that to the mums and dads, your children will be well looked after inside when they arrive. They'll be literally ushered. We'll have nurses, we'll have some of the youth command, we'll have some of the young police from the various operations within police there just to guide them through as to where they go. They'll be looked after every moment inside the stadium, and they'll be well cared for. So mums and dads feel secure. We've got about 24,000 students we're aiming to get through next week. The messages will come out this week, and the opportunity is there, but really you've got to take it, grasp it with both hands. I know if you talk to any of our Olympians, I'll tell you, you just got to grasp opportunity, and this is an opportunity, so don't waste it.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine, so I know you're not a parent, I'm a parent.
Still.
So I could not imagine Dennis King standing in his press conference and saying, okay, parents, tomorrow we want you to bring your kid to the Confederation Center and leave them with us. You're not allowed to come in, because if you watch that whole clip, they specifically say parents will not be coming in. We'll take care of your kids ourselves. I could not, I've seen all these posts on Twitter of parents bragging that they've signed their kid up for the Pfizer age 5 to 11 trial. And I just, where have we've lost the concept of, these are my kids, and their care is my responsibility, and what goes into their bodies is my responsibility. But here we are, we see in Australia, just drop your kids up, just leave them with us, you can trust us. It's, if you remember, do you remember last year, what was it, just before Mother's Day, Trudeau did that creepy thing on the news. He was like, send your parents out of the room, I just want to talk to the kids now. What is with this, let's, kicking all the let's kick the parents out for the vaccine. We don't need parents' permission to get a vaccine. We don't need parents' permission to, it's, again, it's that, they're not just trying to make us, to divide us individually, to not, to rely on only me and only me. They're trying to get our kids separated from that too. Don't rely on your parents. Don't worry about your parents. Worry about, the government's going to take care of you now. The government's
going to take care of you. That's for
sure.
sure.
They sure are.
And that's just the start of Australia, really. There's a lot of, like you said, the military on the ground. There's walls being built in communities. To separate communities, it's just crazy. We're going so backwards, and it's happening on this planet in a friendly nation to ours. It's
everyone's so happy in Canada, right? It's just a happy place.
It's wild, and but there is other things that's the unintended consequences of this. The pushback that's happening. We know that the truckers are rising up in Australia now, which again is not being talked about. They're blocking the highways, but unfortunately there's a bad result to this, right?
Yep. It's even on Twitter, I have a number of news sources that I rely on Twitter, but the truckie blockade in Australia is being so heavily censored because they don't want people to know that this is what's going on, that even on Twitter, where you can sometimes break through that censorship depending on who you are, it's not there. there's just like there's nothing. There's been a few videos coming out here and there,
few things,
where we've seen. Well, I mean, we've seen the massive lineups, and I unfortunately I haven't got a video of it here right now for whatever reason. But I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of truckies in Australia who have blocked off. They blocked off all the roads. The shelves in the stores are empty now because
I've seen videos of that. I don't know if you have that one, but it's
let me see what I can find.
Either way, we know it's out there. You can find it. That there is some consequences, obviously, to the supply chain as massive as the truckies being shut down. That it's going to have some consequences there and put some pressure on the businesses, and of course, again, the people are going to be affected by that as well. But if the people are all united behind the cause, then it kind of makes sense. So it's just a level of escalation that is happening again, that we should be prepared for that. For Canada,
well, I mean, we've been telling people all year, if you can afford an extra freezer, get an extra freezer. Get your food stocked up, because what happened in Australia, for those who are unaware, essentially the truckies announced in 2 weeks we are shutting down the roads. Stock up your food, stock up your fridges, stock up your freezers, get ready, because we are shutting down the roads to tell this government that we're done. And then on I think it was the 30th of August or 31st of August, that's what they did. And they parked their cars. There were videos all over the internet from truck drivers showing people okay, don't just park your truck, because if you park your truck, they're just going to tow it away. Here's how you completely disable it so they can't move it. And they did that. And of course, as a result of that, because the trucks aren't moving, the store shelves are all empty, which is why they wanted to give people a couple of weeks to stock up. And I mean, we're starting to see that, just just how important those guys are, but then also, what can happen when you piss off the wrong people, because that's what they're living now. Yeah.
And that's there certainly are living that, and we're not even getting the full picture here, because we're not hearing the story from those very people we were talking about early on, those investigative journalists. And again, there's probably internet blockage. We don't know what's going on. What we don't know is what's crazy. We have no idea. We have no idea.
Exactly. I mean, there are all the major highways are blocked down, and we don't know what's going on.
No, we don't. And again, this is only one country that we're talking about. There's a lot of other stuff going on. And if we look at France, for example, France is also had the lockdown measures, the mandatory vaccine measures, and the pass and all that has come to France. And there has been a massive resistance of people in France. You should go look at the images of that, because that is amazing. But this is what's happening in France.
Yeah. So just a quick setup in case you're not aware, if you haven't seen this video yet. In France, you need your QR code, your vaccine pass, to get into non-essential shops. So that includes things like malls and stuff like that. And this video here, I think it's the right one. This is a video of, I believe it's two ladies who didn't have QR codes and decided that they wanted to go shopping as well. And if I've got the right video queued up, the end of it is the response from the people to what happens here. Oh, it wasn't the other one, but yeah. So let me find the proper one here while we're talking here. So these are happening. There's another one here from France.
That's two people that went to a mall. Just two women in a mall.
Just two ladies
beaten with batons or whatever. They're being in a mall without a proper QR code of their vaccine status. In a country on this planet right now.
Another one here. And for the record, this is cops. There's like 30 of them going into a mall over somebody refusing to wear a mask. this is the world that we currently live in.
This is not
And
a
listen,
shooter.
like
This is
these
not a
people,
terrorist.
exactly. Listen, like you listen to them, the hollering and the yelling. Like you would swear that there was a terrorist in this mall coming in to take everybody out. But as we move forward here,
There was somebody here saying that there was a protest in the mall, but even still, this is the response to people trying to get into the mall to shop in way of protest. This is the response to humans, to their fellow citizens who want to shop.
yeah.
That's the response?
Charlie Foxtrot says, "How many police? I don't know. I counted at least 20 in that one clip for a couple of people who, just wanted to, maybe they wanted to go get some earrings or something.
They weren't burning down the shops.
Nope.
They weren't burning down the stores. They
weren't even
rioting
walking
or
around
looting
with their
or doing
phones.
anything.
Like they weren't even walking around with their phones trying to instigate people and make them mad. They were just
There.
going shopping.
Shopping as a way to protest,
Yeah.
basically. Protest
the
not being allowed to
response-
shop.
Yeah. Here's another
This
one.
is
in
happening in our
France.
planet right now.
Another one here in France. Let me hold this up. This is a lady with a QR code.
This
The
is how we're
insanity.
treating our fellow humans right now,
Yeah.
based on a choice of whether or not they put something in their bodies, or whether or not they want to disclose what they put in their bodies, their medical records, their medical history. They don't want to do this, and this is how we're treating them? Oh!
But here's France's response though. You ready for this?
I love seeing that response. I
Love
hate
seeing
seeing... And of course they're going to have that response. Look at what they're doing to their citizens.
They're
Look at
beating
it!
the shit out of people for wanting to go shop, for wanting to go to a restaurant, for wanting to go to the pub with the boys. And, there was, what was it? I think it was in Greece or in the States. I can't remember. Somebody was shot. A guy was shot by a security guard because he refused to, he didn't have his QR code, didn't have his mask, and he was shot. Just, like, this is the world that we're currently living in. We're beating women with wooden sticks. We're shooting people. We're throwing women out of shops. Physically throwing people. Here, this is another one. This one
It's
got
not just
me.
segregation anymore.
No.
This is the
Name
violence.
is
And
Julie
we're
Bennett.
called the violent ones. We're the violent ones.
Well, that's just it. Like, all year we have Trudeau and these guys in the news saying things like, these right-wing extremists are causing uprisings. They're going to cause a war. They're causing all these problems. And yet, the only thing that's causing people to rise up and fight, to rise up and chant, is their measures. It's not us. It's not us
them.
saying, "Hey, this is what's up." It's them. And this, this
It's amazing
this
that we
here,
haven't become what they want us to become, which is violent and whatever, because we've
Yeah.
faced gaslighting and everything for years now, and we just are standing strong in our message, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we're seeing stuff like this.
Yeah. So this here, I believe, is Canada.
My
Let me just
name
double
is
check.
Julie Pennesi, and this message is about
So she's a
mandatory vaccination
ethics professor.
of the largest universities in Canada.
Yeah, so she's one of the ethics and law professor at one of the largest.
University of Western Ontario.
There you go, University of Western Ontario. And so this video, I strongly encourage everybody to go and watch this. This is essentially her resignation video. She spends 4.5 minutes talking about, my job is an ethics professor. My job is to teach ethics, and I am now being fired from my job because of an unethical, motion, and the whole video is it's heartbreaking to watch.
It's heartbreaking.
But this part, I'm just going to play the end for you guys because it says it all.
I already know the answer.
That was amazing.
Questions.
Right.
Real threat to the employee.
Here we go.
The employee is not allowed to ask questions. She may only submit to the procedure or be fired. To my first-year students, is this right or is this wrong? I already know the answer.
Is this right or is this wrong?
That was amazing, Julie.
Sorry.
It causes so much pain, so much heartache
And
on
she was
so many people.
Just dismissed from her job 2 days ago. Because she doesn't want to, an ethics professor whose job it is to tell you what, to teach students what is right or wrong, has to step down from her job because she doesn't want to subdue her body to this test. And the university, the largest university in Canada, their apparently ethical response to this is, bye, I know you've been here for 20 years, too bad.
How are you not supposed to get angry by this? How can you be heartbroken by the stories you're hearing every day from your peers and your family and your friends or people in all over Canada? It's heartbreaking. Why are we doing this? Why? How can people allow this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as Jeremy has said many times, Canada sleeps.
Canada sleeps.
We see nurses who lose their jobs. We see doctors who lose their jobs. We see professors who have to leave their jobs. Canada sleeps. What's it going to take?
Some of Canada sleeps, my friend.
Yeah.
Some of it. Most of it, I guess.
That's why we need the purple pill, baby.
Purple pill.
We need that purple pill. That's what we need.
This is it. This is it.
We need some hope.
The way.
When tyranny becomes law, revolution becomes our duty. And like John F. Kennedy once said, in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time. We will do that together. Let's hear it for Max, everybody. Freedom, 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 freedom. Come on, let's hear it.
Am I the only one here tonight? Shaking my head, saying something ain't right. Is it just me? Am I losing my mind? Am I standing on the edge of the end of time? Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not. Thinks of taking all the good we got and turning it back. Hell, I'll be damned. I think I'm turning into my old man. Am I the only one willing to bleed or take a bullet for being free? Screaming what the fuck in my TV for telling me, are you telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of red and white and blue, burning on the ground as the statues coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one? Am I the only one not brainwashed, making my way through the land of the lost and still gives a shit and worries about his kids while they try to undo all the things that he did? Am I the only one who can't take no more singing? If you don't like it, there's a fucking door. This ain't the freedom we've been fighting for. There was so much more. Yes, it was something more. Am I the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and blue, burning on the ground as the statues coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone? Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. Am I the only one who quits singing along every time they sing a Springsteen song? Am I the only one still sitting here, still holding on, holding back my tears for the ones who paid with the lives they gave? God bless the USA. I'm not the only one still willing to fight for my love of the red and white and blue, burning on the ground as the statues coming down in a town near you, watching the threads of old glory come undone. I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. I'm not the only one. Well, folks, it has been a fantastic night. We'll bring Harris back in just a couple of minutes to say our goodbyes. But we have one tune and one tune only that we finish with here. And if you're from around these neck of the woods, if you've been around the streams before, if you've been around the Ragecast or really any of the Plaid Army streams, you know what we're singing. Rise to your feet, my bigoted friends. This is what we consider the national anthem of Diagolon, our memed country that we are going to will into existence. It's a country of non-foolishness and non-stupidness. It's a country that actually does believe in science, not dollar sign science. And this is our cry. We hope you guys enjoy it. When there's nothing left but the fire in my chest and the air that fills my lungs, I'll hold my tears and trade my years for a glimpse at kingdom come. On the other side of misery, there's a world we long to see. The strife we share will take us there to relief and sovereignty. Oh, by God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. In our hometowns, we're foreigners now. Our names are spat and cursed. The headline smack of another attack, not the last and not the worst. Oh, my fathers, they look down on me. I wonder what they feel to see their noble sons driven down beneath the coward's heel. Oh, by God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. The road is dark, the way is lost. My eyes, they strain to see. I struggle forth to find a friend to light the way for me. Oh, brothers, can you hear my voice, or am I all alone? If there's no fire to guide my way, then I will start my own. Oh, by God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. Oh, by God, we'll have our home again. By God, we'll have our home. By blood or sweat, we'll get there yet. By God, we'll have our home. You.
The mute again. I will get that right one of these days. Oh, Chris, that was amazing, my friend. That anthem is it's simply amazing. It sums up everything I think that we've been saying tonight and everything that we feel. It's not hopium. It's us knowing that we are willing to fight and die on this hill. Freedom is a beautiful hill to die on, and I think there's a lot of us here that are willing to push, and we believe in freedom, and we're not going to give up on that fight. So we will have our home again.
Indeed. Indeed we will, sir. Folks, it has been a whirlwind of a night. It's been great. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We've had way more viewers than we ever have. I know a lot of you were here for Max. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show.
We'll never see you again, probably, but thanks for coming here tonight. Seriously.
I hope you guys do hang out. It has been, we've had a blast. Big thanks. A lot of donations tonight. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome.
Amazing.
We're
not here for
community.
any of that. I hope everybody knows that. We're not here for the fame, the fortune. We're certainly not going to be famous, and we're certainly not going to be rich, and neither of us want any of that. All we care about is freedom. All we care about is our community. All we care about is Diagolon. All we care about is all you wonderful people that we've met in the last several months. I care about Chris. I care about Jeremy, Carrot, and there's so many. I can't say them all. But
there's just too many. There's just too many. All you guys. We love you guys all.
And Max. We care about Maxime Bernier, who is leading a charge here. And thank you so much, Maxime, for. I want to call you Prime Minister, but I may have to wait for that.
Yeah.
Either way, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes. Yeah, make sure, guys, make sure you stick around because Matt and Phil are going. They're doing the Super Conspiracy Thursdays. I don't have a link. Maybe somebody can find a link.
I got the YouTube link right here.
Awesome. Yuta Baus.
It's posted. East Coast Canadian. Check it out. Check it out.
He's going to be tonight. They're interviewing the I believe it's the St. John riding PPC guy Nicholas.
Yes.
I can't remember his last name.
Pereira?
But he, something like that. It's a different name.
Story.
But he was in the news this past week because, of course, we saw the I believe it was the education minister. I can't find it. I've been looking for it.
Oh no, that's so good. I wanted to show that because that's that whole the state owns the children thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
but I'm not getting angry again. I got that moment out of me. So thank you for putting through that.
Yeah, you betcha. But yeah, ECC and I believe Phil Brown will also be with him. They're going to be interviewing Nicholas. They're going to talk about PPC. They're going to talk about St. John. They're going to talk about that clip from the education minister
Yes,
saying
you'll see
that
it there. I'm sure you will see it.
I have no doubt. So make sure you guys...
I will see it there. I'm going to go check that out.
I am also going to go and check it out. It'll be a good time. Guys, thanks so much. You are all awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you all. Tomorrow night, there's no East Coast Kitchen Party tomorrow night. I'm playing a real gig with with some real human beings. And so if you're in PEI, tomorrow night I'll be at Copper Bottom Brewery in Montague. I'm there from 5 till 8. Come on out, have some drinks. I know they don't have a kitchen, but they have some sort of a food thing going on. That's Friday night. Saturday night, my band is playing at Harborview Restaurant in Murray Harbor. We'll be there, and we've got the Saturday because of the Friday. So Saturday, and we've got our drummer back. Our drummer's been going through chemo and radiation and all that jazz. So we've got him back. So we'll have our full 3-piece. So it's Harborview Restaurant.
Delicious food
and a delicious view. That's Saturday from 5 till 7 at Harborview in Murray Harbor. Sunday we've got Kevin Hardy. He's in the chat here over on Entropy.
I didn't know
we've got a PPC meet and greet in Montague at the Montague Waterfront. I know there's so much stuff to talk about. That's why I'm trying to hit it all now.
Get it in there. Get it in there.
Yeah, and so that's Sunday from 1 until 3. I'll be playing there as well. And then we'll have an opportunity to meet Kevin. I believe there's going to be yard signs there as well. It'll be awesome. And then on Monday, we're back to the regular kitchen party.
Oh, good.
That'll be 7 o'clock Eastern, this same channel. And then Tuesday, we've got our big PPC meet and greet. We've got all of the, so again, PPI or PEI. I have a hard time saying PEI after saying PPC.
Me too.
PEI. If you are here on Tuesday night at the Poorhouse, which is above the old triangle, we are doing a meet and greet with Kevin and Chris and Scott and Wayne. All 4 of the guys are going to be there.
Exciting.
We'll
get that group picture. We'll see the wave, hopefully, or some sort of wave.
That PEI wave for sure. We've got music. There's 3 different. I'm trying to find the names here. It's Al something, Al Tucker, I think, and myself. Al Tuck, I can't find it here.
So many notes. I gotta do.
And myself, and also I believe the other band is called the Montgomerys. It's going to be awesome. We'll have a great time. I anticipate that we are going to completely pack that place out to the point where there'll be people outside waiting. Because I mean, just the Freedom Forum alone, people. That's our speakeasy here in PEI.
Go watch the previous show if you want.
Just that group alone is going to pack that place out. And so, we've opened this up, though, of course, to the public. Anyone can come. Anyone can meet them. And so I'm anticipating we're just going to blow the roof off this place. But, guys, it's been an awesome stream.
Oh, yes. So awesome. You guys go check out East Coast Canadian. We shared the link there. I'll pop it in there again at the end. Christopher. I called you Christopher. You're not Christopher. Christopher Landry is Christopher, the PPC candidate from Malpac. Thank you so much for this chat, my friend. The music, I love having these chats with you, and it doesn't matter if we have amazing guests like Maxime Bernier on the show. I love doing this with you. So
yes, sir. Always a good time, man. We will. I'm sure you and I will chat very soon.
Yeah.
And chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been a great night. Again, thanks so much for all the donations. It's all going to a great cause. I call it the MCR Fund. If you know what that is, then you know what that is. If you don't. Too bad. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.